players now. They have got good players. You know, really, I was asked, you know, about them, and I said all along they look a good team. And I'm not going to change my mind because they're playing us. It's up to us. Come on, let's get at it.
A very quick word. I don't know if David Seaman's going to wear those olive green shorts he was wearing in the warm-up. What do you think of those?
I'll just make one comment. I always like us when we play in our normal kit.
They're all white. Here's Mike Ingham.
Well, a week ago tonight, the other half of British football here, Scotland departed from the World Cup in this stadium. Lightning, hopefully, is not about to strike in the same place twice. This very English-style stadium, really, is known as the Cauldron, and it is about to live up to its name. The two teams below are in the tunnel. The World Cup anthem resounds around the stadium. 100,000 people saw England and Argentina in Mexico in the Azteca. Tonight, roughly around about a third, 36,000, but the Argentinian fans away to the left, about to turn the Saint-Étienne stadium into the River Plate stadium. The two teams waiting patiently. We can see Paul Ince, the usual superstition with Paul Ince. He hasn't got his white England shirt on at the moment. He will come out and he will put his shirt on as he takes the field. The sides now being led out first of all by the yellow Fair Play banner down below. England at the moment currently are the leaders in the Fair Play League, but they're interested in much more than that, as the referee leads the two sides into the arena. And to the left, Argentina, yet another Diego. This one is Diego Simeone of Inter Milan, who's the captain of Argentina in 1998. And to the right, all in white, Alan Shearer, the England captain. Not as much tension, says Glenn Hoddle, in this one as before the first game against Tunisia in Marseille. England, of course, will return to Marseille if they can win tonight, and I tell you what, there will be tension in the air now, no matter what Glenn Hoddle says. The referee stands to attention. Argentina to his left as we look, England to the right, and we wait for the national anthems from both countries. It's a wonderful atmosphere. We were struggling to hear the Argentinian anthem there. Only the captain, Diego Simeone, singing it. The others standing very focused and concentrated. Now, God save the Queen. Well, there are supposed to be 36,000 in this stadium. It sounds like 136,000 as Alan Shearer leads the England players along the line of Argentinian players. There's a cursory shake of the hand down there. Now the serious business is about to get underway as the band leave the pitch. This, the colossal occasion to be described with Terry Butcher, first of all, by Alan Green.
Zanetti and Ince exchange kisses, once club colleagues, of course, at Inter Milan. It's a shame about the mutual disrespect for the national anthems. That's the first thing to say. That's a great pity. And there's another practical difficulty immediately in the change of strips. Now, England all in white and David Seaman with a quite distinctive goalkeeping outfit. But what about Roa? He's basically all in black and his colleagues are all in navy. Now, Terry Butcher, I think that's going to be very difficult for the referee to distinguish.
Well, referees are very fussy these days, and in a game like this, one of the greatest internationals of the world, at the highest level, you would have thought the referee would have been in to inspect the goalkeeper's shirts. They normally do. They normally make a really big fuss of these things, and I can see there being problems because from the naked eye, it does look very, very dark. It's almost as dark as the Argentinian players who wear the outfield shirts, and you can quite easily get them mixed up. So the referee's got his job cut out here.
We'll see. Here are the two teams. England, the goalkeeper is Seaman. The defenders are Neville, Adams and Campbell. In midfield it's Anderton, Ince, Beckham, Scholes and Lasso. Then Owen and Shearer. Argentina have Roa in goal. Their defenders are Vivas, Ayala and Chamot. In midfield it's Almeyda, Zanetti, Verón, Simeone. Then it's Ortega. Then it's Batistuta and López. Two of only 6 nations to have won the World Cup are represented here in Saint-Étienne tonight, despite it being the last 16. Somebody big's going to go out this evening. The referee is Milton Nielsen from Denmark. He's just checking with his 2 linesmen. England all in white will be defending the end away to our right, but it will be Argentina who will kick off in their all-navy strip. The referee is happy. And, well, he was happy, at least the players are happy and the 2 linesmen, but we obviously haven't quite reached 9 o'clock yet in Saint-Étienne, so he's brought them to order rather too quickly, and that is a little bit unnerving, isn't it, Terry?
It's unnerving, and the players want to get on with it now. The ball's there, the crowd are in, and you know, you just want to get this game underway, and you've had all the nerves, all the hype, all the tension and everything else. You just want it to start so you can get your first touch of the ball in a very, very important game. Some of the players, or probably most of the players, their biggest game of their career so far, and careers could be made on this game as well.
Well, television and radio schedules throughout the world are dependent on this game kicking off at precisely the right minute. The temperature has dropped markedly over the last hour and a half. We're told that it's now 23 degrees centigrade inside the stadium, so it's much cooler than the steaming heat of the late morning and mid-afternoon, and England will be thankful for that. The pitch is completely cast in shadow. Wherever the sun is, it's out of our sight now, and the players still await, and this is terribly unfortunate. My watch is usually right, and I reckon it's 9 o'clock. Whistle is to the referee's lips, and now we are ready, and we get underway. Argentina against England in the last 16 of the World Cup. The winners to play Holland in Marseille on Saturday afternoon. Verón, who looks like Dion Dublin to me, but he's some player, Verón, and it's played down the left-hand side for López, one of the 2 strikers, to chase after it forlornly on this occasion. It's behind for an early England goal kick.
I don't think we'll see much tension on the pitch, to be honest. Both sets of players really ready to go at each other. Argentina like to play one way, and that's directly at their opponents. They've got pace up front. They've got Verón in midfield. The Dion Dublin looking like Alan's quite right, but he plays very well. A lot of spirit. Gets hold of the ball. He's the main man. And Robbie Earl was saying, from Jamaica's point of view, he was the fittest player on the pitch. They tried to man mark him, but he got away from everybody. Let's see if he can do that tonight.
Here's López on the halfway line, just back to Almeyda. Forward to Ortega. Good play by Ortega to López. Batistuta breaks to the right. Campbell's there, and Campbell makes the interception for England. And that was a good passing movement in the first minute from Argentina. Lasso collects, plays a poor pass in the general direction of Owen, and then Scholes is in to try to win it back for England, but not so. And it's way back to Ayala, who's one of 6 players in this Argentina team who play their club football in Italy. It's hit upfield. Campbell heads it away from the edge of the England D. Neville to the far side, and Anderton, who's had a very fine World Cup for England. Back to Neville. Played up over the halfway line. Owen jumps, put off the defender. Anderton collects. Wide to Owen down the right. Owen on to Shearer. Shearer closely marked at the moment by Vivas, and it's out of play for an England throw-in. Taken quickly by Beckham to his club colleague Scholes. Beckham once more. Scholes midway inside the Argentina half. Forward down the right to Anderton, who seemed to be bolt, and the referee, the linesman didn't flag. He was only a yard away, and the referee indicates that Anderton dived and waves him to get up, but I thought he was bolt.
Well, he played the ball through, I think, Verón's legs and was then blocked, and Anderton got a bit of a whack in the face. We don't see many English players go down as you do a lot of continentals, and I think Anderton was genuinely blocked on that occasion, but the referee didn't give it.
Adams' pass wasn't good, but Batistuta gives it away. Here's Michael Owen up to the edge of the penalty area. Great tackle on the edge of the box. Lassalle shoots across the field to goal. Shearer's there and can't get it. That was a half chance for England.
It all came about by a misplaced pass. I think it was Zanetti actually played the ball straight to Michael Owen. He went past one defender, was then in goal. A great covering tackle by Ayala. The ball went free to Graham Lassalle. He mishit his shot, to be fair, right across the face of the goal, but there was Shearer. He read the fact that it wasn't going to go on target. He came sliding in on the far post, couldn't get to it, and the ball went about 10 yards wide. But good start by Graham Lassalle. Good start as well from England's point of view, because it had been all Argentina. They'd tested out the England back three, but now it was a case of England coming through.
I tell you what, Darren Anderton's problem is he wears contact lenses, and he clearly was bolt there, and the England physio was over there helping him out. So Anderton's off the pitch at the moment. England down to 10 men. Owen seemed to be obstructed again, not given by the Danish referee. Lassalle in, Ince is in as well. Ince wins it but can't control the ball, and it's out of play down the near side of the field, and it's going to be a throw in to Argentina. Anderton's fit again, back on the pitch. Zanetti takes the throw in. Zanetti runs infield, running towards Paul Ince, and then maybe knowing Ince, flicked the ball to the right towards Ortega, ahead of Ortega, and it's out of play for an England throw in. Hasn't quite settled down yet. 3.5 minutes play.
It's a bit of a frantic start, isn't it? The referees had to make one or two decisions which unfortunately for England haven't gone their way. A couple of obstructions. I think we'll see a lot of that in the game so far, but neither team really getting the ball down and playing at the moment. It's been a bit scrappy, but England certainly have the best half chance of the match so far.
It's too pacey at the moment, that's what it is. Nearly 4 minutes played. England 0, Argentina 0. Throw into Argentina. Down the near side there, right. Vivas takes it up over the halfway line to Verón. Ortega and Verón. Ortega once more. Verón available. Ortega has the ball. Flicks it right-footed. Batistuta knocks it on, and it's cleared by Gary Neville up over the halfway line towards Michael Owen. Careful header away by Vivas. Zanetti on the halfway line, right at the centre circle, to Verón, who's been one of the most impressive players in this World Cup for me so far. Nearly 5 minutes gone. England and Argentina at Saint-Étienne. The Argentinian fans outnumbering the England fans and outshouting them at the moment. Argentina on the attack. Batistuta has the ball into the penalty area. Out comes Seaman. Oh, it's a penalty! He's given a penalty. It was a rash challenge on Simeone. It really was rash. Seaman has been booked. Yellow card. Oh, what a dreadful error for England to make so early in the game.
Well, it came from nothing really. A speculative cross to the far post. Simeone's gone there, and to be fair to David Seaman, that is never a penalty. That is a disgraceful decision by the referee. It was very similar to Ronaldo, the penalty against Chile. David Seaman went down at his feet, pulled his arms away, and then Simeone just caught David Seaman rather than David Seaman catching the Argentinian captain. The referee was quite a way away, to be fair, but that was never a penalty, never.
But the thing is, we've seen penalties given in the World Cup for that, and Simeone was running wide. He wasn't running at goal.
Yes, we've all seen penalties given, but the referees as well, they should be able to say, well, that wasn't a penalty. There's been penalties given like that in the World Cup. They must go back and look at videos. At the end of the day, he's given it, never was a penalty.
Argentina's best player so far, Batistuta, already scored 4 times, one of them a penalty. Is this the 5th? Oh, it is. Seaman dived the right way to his right, but Batistuta slips the ball under the England goalkeeper. Seaman is furious. Argentina celebrate. We've only played 5 minutes. England 0, Argentina 1.
Well, not the side England wanted, and a good penalty, but David Seaman diving to his right-hand side, got 2 hands to the ball. He's unlucky for David Seaman, just couldn't get enough to it. The ball just bouncing off his hands into the back of the net. Argentina get the lead that they scarcely deserve, to be fair. England have had the best half chance, just one speculative ball into the box. David Seaman diving at the feet of Simeone. Simeone conning the referee, to be fair, and England 1-0 down.
I'm not excusing it, Terry, I'm just saying there have been a lot of successful con jobs done in the World Cup, and England, just as every other team, should be alert to that possibility.
Well, the referee never started off well, did he? I mean, there was a couple of instances when there was a blockage by the Italian players on us. I'm not saying it's all against England, but in that occasion when it came to making a crucial decision, he got it wrong.
Ortega, midway inside the England half, plays it towards Verón, who'd run towards the penalty area, but it's cleared by England, only to Simeone, the captain. Back to Almeyda, Simeone once more, and Argentina will now dictate the pace of this game. Shearer tries to win the ball back for England, can't do so, and it's played from Zanetti, back to Ayala, and now the near side, and Argentina are on top, and we've only played 6 minutes. A penalty by Batistuta. 5 live on the BBC, bringing in this action from Saint-Étienne. England 0, Argentina 1. Ortega plays the ball through the legs of Lasso, claims he was bulked, and the referee says that nothing of the kind happened. Ince to Campbell, back to Adams. England's defence will be nervy now. Ince to Campbell once more, left-footed, upfield, just reaches the halfway line, but easily intercepted by Vivas, who sprints forward from a central defensive role. Ortega on towards Vivas. Lasso is back, needs to clear quickly, he does so into the crowd.
Argentina obviously confident now, knocking the ball around well. England struggling to get the ball away. Argentina's front two, López and Batistuta, really pressing the England back line as they should do, as any manager wants their forwards to do. And England not getting the ball away uncomfortably, and Graham Lasso having to hack it into the crowd.
And there's a little disturbance in the crowd away to our left. I know that's mainly dominated by Argentina fans, and a disturbance away to the right as well. So it's fairly incidental at the moment, but there's certainly some crowd trouble inside Saint-Étienne. Argentina lead England by 1-0. Shearer, the England captain, on the far side, struggling to make an impact at the moment. He hasn't got any decent possession, but he wins a throw-in. Anderton will take it. I'm now trying to keep my eyes right and left as well as the pitch. The throw-in goes to Beckham, and Beckham gives the ball away, and England mustn't do that. 8 minutes played, they're a goal down. Ortega to Verón. Verón near side. There's no segregation, you see, in these games. There's definitely no segregation, because there's certainly, I've seen crosses of St George flags in the end to the away to our left, which is overwhelmingly dominated by Argentina fans. Ortega tackled by Lasso on the halfway line. Then Lasso is tackled, but he wins the ball. Flicks it in field of Scholes. Headed on to Owen. Owen's got room here. Owen running toward the penalty area. Exit the penalty. Exit the penalty area. He goes down. Penalty for England. Penalty for England, caused by the pace of Michael Owen. And here's a chance to get level.
Well, the referee's levelled it up straight away. I mean, to me, that didn't look a penalty either. Michael Owen just diving in the box. Ayala was the man that came across. He put his arms up in the air. He might have just slightly touched Michael Owen, but Michael Owen went down. There's a lot of that we've seen in the World Cup. Michael Owen goes down in the box. For me, now, if England put that up, put that in the back of the net, that's leveled the game up, because that's another bad decision by the referee. And
I don't know what happened there, but Ince has just been booked by the referee. I don't know what on earth was Ince doing, running up to the referee in that situation. A penalty's just been awarded. So Ince has been booked, Seaman's been booked. It's 1-0 to Argentina, but it's Alan Shearer, skipper of England. We've only played 9 minutes. Is this the second goal? Can this bring England level? The goalkeeper is Rowe, who's had a very fine season with Mallorca in Spain. But Shearer, up he comes, right-footed, into the net. England are level. Shearer's 20th goal for his country, and it's 1-1. And England's hysteria away to our right. The England fans are loving it. It's 1-1.
It's a great time to get back from a goal down. Shearer then showed the bottle, just put it to the goalkeeper's right. The goalkeeper did move to his right along his line, which he's entitled to do, but it was high and it was safe and it was in the back of the net. England level. Referee Mr Nielsen from Denmark has levelled things up. It's 1-1 really. It should still be 0-0. Two disgraceful decisions by the referee. I think Paul Ince got booked then protesting to the referee that Ayala was the last man and that possibly he should have got a red card as well.
Let the referee do it. Now we're in the knockout stages. We don't need players booked stupidly, and that was a stupid booking. Owen wins the ball and he tried to flick it towards Scholes. Scholes hadn't quite read it, and England, having had such a wretched start, are level again, and the game is wildly open. Here's Chamot down the left hand side, astonishingly though, so we thought it would be tight. López left edge of the penalty area, forced to retreat, plays it back to Almeyda just over the halfway line now. And into the Argentine half it goes with Ayala. Terry Butcher is punching his fists in the air. No wonder, at 1-1. Have you got a bet on with Ian Payne?
Yeah, we certainly have, yes.
And don't publicise what it's about, because I don't want to get either of you into trouble. We've got two penalties, Batistuta and Shearer. Successful penalties. Verón lets the ball run. Batistuta flicks it off. Ortega tackled by Adams, headed on by Verón again. Ince takes it on his chest, flicks it away. Beckham heads it clear up to the centre circle. and into Argentina's possession once more. Almeyda, 10 yards over the halfway line to Ortega. Ortega seemed to be fouled, but play continues. Argentina have the ball. It's drifted forward into the penalty. A great run by Zanetti upfield, but it's through to Seaman.
Yeah, England's midfield not really got to grips with the Argentinians. Verón is running the show in the middle of the park, and Paul Ince and Scholes and Beckham just do their job first and foremost and stop the Argentinians from playing, especially Verón, and try and get England's game going. England need to make passes and get hold of the ball now.
Fouled by Zanetti. Rule all England is the song. I'm amazed that they're actually dominating and singing at the moment, but they are the England fans. 12 minutes played here in Saint-Étienne. This is 5 live on the BBC, as you well should know. England 1, Argentina 1. Lasso's free kick forward to the score of England's goal from the penalty spot. Shearer back to Lasso. Shearer again. Excellent run by Lasso. Into the penalty area, and he was slightly put off by the challenge of Ayala. He must have thought half about going down. It might have been a third penalty, but the goalkeeper has the ball.
Well, I wonder if Ayala had a taste of deja vu then, with another England player running straight at him right in the penalty area. I think if he'd have touched Graham Lasso, he would have gone down for the penalty. As it was, Graham Lasso just lifted the ball over him, but his touch was just a bit too heavy, and the ball ran through to Carlos Roa. But a good 1-2 between Lasso and Shearer, and it's good to see England play a couple of passes, nice little 1-2, and then make a positive run into the box. Glenn
Hoddle is out of his dugout, so just issuing fresh instruction to his players out there. He can't be all that happy with the way the midfield is functioning. England have a free kick just over the halfway line, near side their left. Shearer to Scholes. Scholes, poor ball, putting Gary Neville under pressure from López. Neville just flicks it to the halfway line, where it's met by Simeone. Back to Verón, who's seen an awful lot of the ball in the opening 13 minutes. Verón to Almeyda. Almeyda to Ortega. Back to Simeone once more. Neat football by Argentina. Drifted upfield, Batistuta offside. Though he collects the ball very well inside the penalty area. Free kick to England.
It's good movement, isn't it, by the front two, López and Batistuta. They're coming short. Almeyda, Verón, they're really running the midfield, and when they have good possession of the ball, they're either dinking the ball over the England's midfield in front of their defensive three, or they're hitting long balls, long diagonals over the top, and Sol Campbell, Gary Neville and Tony Adams have got their work cut out, because it's easy when you're facing the place, when strikers make those runs in behind you.
Well, it is what we thought it would be. It's an absolutely immense fixture. Shearer heads the ball down towards the Argentina penalty area, but it's taken away well by Almeyda. To Verón, who's on his own across the halfway line, through the centre circle, flick towards the left. Batistuta's into the penalty. There goes the cross from López, headed away by Adams, and might be kept in play by Lasso. No, he doesn't, and it's a throw into Argentina, level over the edge of England's penalty area.
Some of their movement, the Argentinian forwards,
brilliant.
When the ball goes into a wide position, is sharp and is quick, is direct. England players watching the ball need to watch the man as well. You know, there's a rapid head movement to watch the ball and watch the man as well, because the movement is so good.
Well, we were thinking the other night that arguably Argentina are the only South American country that's not frightened of Brazil. They always see them as at best for Brazil equals. And remember, of course, it was only a friendly, but they did win away in the Maracanã Stadium in the build-up to this World Cup, 1-0 from a goal scored by Claudio López. Here's Almeyda, 1-1 here in Saint-Étienne between England and Argentina. 2 goals, 2 penalties, 1 struck by Batistuta, then the equaliser from Shearer. Pass back to Seaman was a little short, and Seaman hurried into the clearance on the far side. Chamot heads it back. Beckham tries to head it on to Owen, but mistimes his jump, and it's with Verón again, and he needs to be picked up. He's seeing far too much of it. Zanetti to Verón. Verón to López. Verón lost his footing, which is just as well for England. And Ince got in the tackle. Good play by Paul Ince. Now David Beckham, who's struggling to get into the game. But he finds Owen. Owen with the pace coming forward again. Owen still going. Owen into the penalty area. Owen scored! It's an absolutely fantastic goal by Michael Owen. His way had to be in this England team. It's pace, it's finishing. It's his 3rd goal for his country. And England haven't been a goal down or 2-1 up.
What a goal that was. That came right from the back. It was Paul Ince that broke the move up in midfield. The ball went through to Michael Owen. He skipped the tackles of Chamot, went inside Ayala. Ayala couldn't do anything about it. Just sheer pace took him. Roa came out. He had no chance. The little striker from Liverpool went past his man on the edge of the box, drew the goalkeeper out. There was only one thing he was going to do. He was going to smash it past the keeper, but he smashed it with a lot of directness and a lot of thought and a lot of care. What a goal from Michael Owen. Great attitude. Great goal.
I just hope Glenn Hoddle now looks at Owen and says, I got it wrong. This boy can finish. What a goal. 2-1 to England, and what a game we've got. We've only played 16 minutes. It's fantastic here in Saint-Étienne. The game of the tournament, unquestionably. Verón plays the ball into the England penalty area. It bounces a couple of times and behind so that we can catch our breath. My, what a fantastic run. Oh, absolutely everything right. Everything right from Owen. He's 18 years of age. Dear oh dear. Goal kick to England.
Try and catch your breath, calm down, your blood pressure's getting too high for you now, it's a long way to go. It was a fantastic bit of skill, but it's just sheer pace. If you run at defenders, no matter who they are, they're the best defenders in the world, and Ayala is one of the best defenders in the world, but he was made to look a fool on that occasion because of the sheer pace and tenacity of the little player.
And Owen's around the defender again, then he's brought down, and Chamot surely must be booked for that. Oh, it's got to be a yellow card. It's a free kick, and he's not producing the yellow card. Well, that's an absolute nonsense. It was quite deliberate trip.
Yeah, I think it was. He just got past Chamot on the outside. It was in a wide position, and Mr. Nielsen certainly is consistent. He's consistently bad at the moment. He's having a bit of a nightmare.
Go on, young Michael. Frighten the life out of them. 2-1 to England. 17 minutes gone. England free kick. Couple of yards in for the right touchline. And it's Lasso across there and David Beckham. Anderton's not involved in this one. They usually are. It's Beckham, right-footed, into the near post, headed away by Batistuta. Ince volleys, right-footed, just up on with a crossbar. Great strike.
Well, it was one of England's set-piece routines again. The ball just being picked up by by Graham Lasso. He then put it down. Anderton whipped it in. It was headed out, and Paul Ince came in on the volley. The ball bounced just in front of him. He caught it beautifully on the volley from about 30 yards. It dipped, but didn't quite dip under Carlos Roa's crossbar. Great strike by the midfield player, and that'll really give England heart, the fact that they can get free kicks and get set plays going.
I hope you're glad you're listening to 5 Live. England lead 2-1. Ortega sprints forward towards the penalty and he flicks it through the legs of Batistuta. López is there. Back to Verón. This is a wonderful game. Verón chips the ball forward. Campbell heads it away from the D. Collected by Simeone into the penalty area. López is there, and the header behind by Gary Neville, behind for a corner. It was a great defensive header.
It's a great defensive header. The ball got cleared out, and then it would just hook back into the space behind the England defence, in between the keeper and the back three, and then Neville had to dive and head it for a corner. Great defending.
Argentina corner from the left and hit left-footed. High, Simeone rises, heads it, but it only drifts up the top of his head, and Scholes does the right thing on the volley, whacks it upfield. Owen heads it on. Well played, Owen, again. Finding Shearer on the halfway line near side the left. Beckham's available, so too is Scholes. Anderton with a little bit of room in the centre circle. Excellent ball forward by Scholes, though, to Beckham. Now Anderton's got great room down the flanks. Beckham picks him out. Anderton running down the far side. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Crosses in. Owen's there. So too is Scholes. Scholes, was he balked? Obstructed? No, says the referee. Oh dear. Ayala might have been the offender, but play continues. And it's cleared up towards Ortega. Having England come back well. A goal down to Batistuta's penalty after 4 minutes. Then Shearer equalising the penalty after 10. And then Owen with a stunning strike. 2-1 England. Ince, left by Shearer. Great play by Shearer. Lasso crosses low. Scholes is there. Tried to hit it on the volley and only thrust it into the air and into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Well, England on top of the moment. Good play by Gary Neville to win the ball back from Ortega. The ball got spread to the wide left-hand side. Lasso's cross could have been better, slightly behind Scholes. A ball to the far post would have profited because Alan Shearer was there. But great play by England. Kept the ball well. Made 3 or 4 passes. Got up onto the left-hand side.
Verón to Ortega, forward to Verón again. Beckham is hustling, and Verón, he wants a corner, and he's not going to get it. And now he's bellowing at the linesman, who will ignore him. And Verón stabs the ball back to David Seaman. And David, just take your time over this, please. Just a few seconds. Thank you. We've played 20 minutes. Oh, 20 minutes?
But
feels like 2, doesn't it?
Do you not get the feeling as well when Argentina go forward? Their midfield is very good. Almeyda is in there, Ortega's in there, Verón's in there. They've got good pace and good vision. I mean, the movement of the front two is excellent. England really have their work cut out, but at the moment they're doing reasonably well. And Beckham's coming more into the game, and so is Scholes.
Ayala to Zanetti, near side. That's the Argentina right. Infield to Almeyda, just short of the halfway line, right of the centre circle. Lots of navy blue shirts ahead of him. One is Ortega, near side, a yard in from the right touch line, faced by Lasso. Ortega backheels the ball cleverly, knew what he was doing. Almeyda forward to Batistuta. Batistuta with his back to England defenders, and he's brought down. Adams claims it was a dive, but the referee says no, it's a free kick, and it's about 30 yards from goal. And we play 21 and a half. Frantic engrossing minutes here in Saint-Étienne. 5 Live on the BBC. What's Pastorella thinking on the bench? Hey, his team goes 1-up, perfect, early goal. England come back, England lead 2-1. Verón with a free kick. Now, how many players have they committed forward? 6, 7 that I can see in the vicinity of the England penalty area, and England have everyone behind the ball, including young Owen. Verón waits. The referee's happy with the England wall. Here he comes, right-footed, drifted towards the far post, and there was a foul by Simeone on Gary Neville, and it's a thankful free kick for England.
I think at last he's got one thing right, the referee. That was a ball to the far post. Gary Neville was tangling with Simeone. Simeone just pulled him down. Quite clearly a foul. The referee about 5 yards away, well positioned, definitely a free kick, and he's got one decision right. I can't believe that. How long has it taken? 22 minutes.
Michael, just close this game out. No more goals.
Well, I know that Alan 4 years ago saw the game of the tournament involving Argentina at this stage. Romania beat Argentina 3-2. This is the game of the tournament so far. Anderton down the England right, slips as he gets the ball in. Ayala heads it out of the area, and the clearance to be completed by Chamot down that left-hand side. He played Verón into trouble there. Verón, who's a great player, turned away from Alan Shearer, and now it comes below to this near side, and Zanetti. 5 Live. England 2, Argentina 1. Still Zanetti for Argentina, and the shot in the end is over the bar. And when we were in Lens the other night, when David Beckham scored, that was a moment of high emotion. Mike, I'm struggling to think of an England player, Terry, scoring a goal like that at this level, the one that Michael Owen scored here tonight. Well,
quite incredible. Well, it came from our defensive third, went all the way up to Michael Owen. He took the defenders on, he just took them on for pace, pushed the ball to one side. Ayala had no answer to pace whatsoever, but when he got into the box, it was ice cold. Carlos Roa came out to narrow the angle, but he bulleted the shot with clever direction, a lot of pace, a lot of power, but it was always going to end up in the back of the net. I mean, it was really, really mature play.
Glenn Hoddle wants to redress the balance from 1986, when of course Maradona scored a superb solo goal. Michael Owen was only 6 then. Now here's the number 10 for Argentina these days, Ortega. England mustn't give him any room in midfield. Adams doesn't get the challenge in, and then Ortega slips the ball too far ahead of Simeone, and it's going to be a goal kick to England. But Terry, the game still hasn't settled down yet, really, has it? Nobody's really got control of it.
I mean, the pace of the game is great because both teams are going hell for leather at each other, and just the concern with that England midfield, that's where the key to the Argentinian success is. That's their play in midfield. Verón, Almeyda, Ortega, Zanetti, they've got a little triangle in there which they're getting hold of the ball, and England have got a lot of work to do in there. Scholes, Ince in particular, and Beckham. They've got to work harder in there to deny the pressure and deny the possession of the Argentinians.
Coming into this game, Argentina hadn't conceded a goal for 8 matches. They conceded 2 inside the first 20 minutes here. We've played 25, and now the real danger man, Verón, for Argentina, 30 yards out. That's a poor shot from him, and it'll be interesting to see what Verón is like under pressure, because he hasn't been put under pressure yet in the matches in which Argentina stroll through in the group. Verón, by the way, his father played for that infamous Estudiantes de La Plata team that played those rugged matches against Manchester United back in the 60s. It's going to be an England goal kick. Seaman takes it. England 2, Argentina 1. 20 minutes to go still in the first half as Shearer is fouled by Vivas. 2 England yellow cards already. David Seaman, following the incident which led to the Argentinian penalty, the foul on Simeone, and then a yellow card for Paul Ince for protesting that I think Ayala should have had a card as well. Batistuta scored his 5th goal of the tournament to go level with Vieri to give Argentina the lead. Shearer with a penalty, and Michael Owen, and now this England free kick to be taken left side, near side by Graham Lasso. Lasso takes his time, hits it towards Shearer, but it doesn't reach Shearer. Headed away by Chamot to the far side, and it's going to be an England throw-in. Beckham, who really struggled to get into the match inside the first 10 minutes, retrieves the ball, gives it to his Manchester United teammate Gary Neville, halfway inside the Argentina half, far side. This is the England right. Shearer trying to bring the ball down, clips it forward, looks for Beckham. Beckham can't keep it in, and it's a goal kick.
Well, a bit of scrappy play that England had good possession, and from the throw-in, I always think, well, if you've got a throw-in, you should retain possession and make it hard for the opposition to win it back. But in that case, David Beckham just slid the ball out for a harmless goal kick.
England lead 2-1, but it's still a very, very dangerous fixture for them against a formidable, awesome at times, Argentina side. It's going to be Argentina's ball over on the far side. This is their left-hand side, and they're getting players forward now from the back, anticipating perhaps a long throw to be taken by their captain from Inter Milan, Diego Simeone. Batistuta at the moment lurking on the edge of the area. The ball is thrown down to Ortega, and Seaman will gather that in and clear downfield, right-footed. Only Shearer inside the Argentina half. It's taken away from him in the air and tidied up inside the centre circle by Verón. And now Almeyda. Almeyda finds Ortega. Ortega turns past Ince, and he's gone past Beckham as well. Danger here for England, and he shows too much of the ball to Adams, and it's clouted away eventually by Lasso to the far side. But real danger any time the likes of Ortega get on the ball. It's now a free kick to Argentina, and they've taken it quickly, and the ball once more is with Verón. Verón, along the floor he rolls it, tries to find López, the man who scored the goal which beat Brazil in Rio. It's now down that left-hand side. Simeone's there, tucks it back to Almeyda, just inside the England half. England leading 2-1. They've come from behind here after Batistuta's penalty after only 5 minutes in such an open game, perhaps too open really for Glenn Hoddle's liking. It's with Vivas. Vivas, England don't get the tackles in, and Zanetti has slipped away from Lasso. Lasso comes back, Campbell and Lasso together, but still they can't clear. Simeone goes down now under Campbell's challenge. Referee gives the free kick 25 yards away from Seaman's goal.
Well, Campbell just a little guilty, sticking his hands out. If you're going to put your arms out to try and tackle an opponent, he's going to go down, especially Simeone. He went down with David Seaman for that Argentinian penalty, but it's a tricky situation now for England. It's about 25 yards out, slightly to the right of middle. England have got 6 players in the wall. Batistuta, he's on the ball at the moment.
Absolute powder keg of an atmosphere here in Saint-Étienne. Argentina's free kick. Batistuta at the moment's about 8 yards away from the ball. Surely he's going to be the man to try and not only score but become the leading goal scorer in the World Cup. Verón is pointing. The ball is set up for Batistuta. It's driven into an England wall, and Campbell clears. Still inside the England half. Gary Neville jumping over on the far side. Good turn by Argentina. The ball's back on the edge of the centre circle. Veron's involved once more. He's involved in just about everything as Ayala, the sweeper. Good little spell here for Argentina. 2-1 to England. Shearer with a penalty equaliser, and Michael Owen with a spectacular second goal for England. England concede now another free kick. This one's wider over on the far side. Gary Neville was the culprit. They've taken it quickly, and they find Ariel Ortega, who looks so much like a young Maradona from here. Still Argentina possession. Everybody back from England inside the half away to our right as Vivas plays it quickly. López can't control it. Shearer turns and is fouled by Vivas, and England with much relief have a free kick.
And they just want to try and slow it down a little bit because the Argentinian machine, their midfield machine, just clicked into gear. They've got good possession. They look comfortable. England just guilty of giving the ball away when they do win it back, and just like that, Gary Neville just put the ball out for a throw, and they've got to keep hold of the ball. Beckham and Scholes and Ince now hold the key for England. They've got to get to grips with this midfield.
That was dreadful from Gary Neville. That is exactly what England can't afford to do in this game. They cannot close this game down at the moment. There is far too long to go. Still another hour. England defend a 2-1 lead. They'll need another one, I think, here against a very resilient Argentina side. The ball is with Adams, and he knocks it sensibly to this near side. Lasso, who's doing all right so far down this left-hand side for England. Lasso infield to Paul Ince, perhaps England's most important player tonight if they're going to win the game. Ince drags the ball with him and then tumbles over under a challenge from Gabriel Batistuta, and Terry Butcher, using all his experience in the commentary box here, just signals calm down. That's what England need to do after this frenetic opening. 15 minutes left in the first half. We see Glenn Hoddle making all sorts of windmill signals down there. Graham Lasso to take this free kick for England, just a couple of yards in from the near touchline. He knocks it straight to the Argentinian defender. He was trying to find Scholes. Argentina clear. Ortega hits it long. Across comes Sol Campbell immediately, and he turns well, and he completely prevents Batistuta from moving on to that ball. Just one flash so far from Batistuta. The penalty which Seaman almost managed to save. And now Owen turning away from Vivas on the halfway line. Here he goes again, Michael Owen. Surely not again. It's been deflected this time. It's deflected off Chamot. Owen didn't really strike it as cleanly as he wanted to, but he's got a corner down the far side, the England right, and I tell you what, he's really putting the fear into these Argentina defenders.
Well, I wonder what Argentina's manager Daniel Passarella would have done when faced with Michael Owen coming through. I think he's going to have to try and do one or two things and make sure that he doesn't try and pick the ball up from a deep position and get a man marker on him as quick as he can.
Can England deliver the right sort of corner here? Here it comes. Beckham takes it. It's fisted away by the goalkeeper, and now López on the edge of the Argentina area picks out Ortega on the halfway line, and this is now where England have to cover quickly as Ortega is flying. Batistuta ahead of him. He tries to find Batistuta. It was a poor final pass that by Ortega, and that's good from England's point of view. That's frustration for Argentina and Ortega, and the goal kick for Seaman.
What a player he looks, doesn't he, Ariel Ortega? What a player, number 10 on his back, and he's playing every bit like Maradona in my opinion. He gets the ball from England's corner, the ball punched away, picked the ball up, ran straight at the England defence. He had two men over on the right hand side. One was Batistuta and one was Verón. He picked out Batistuta, overhit the pass, and lucky for England it went for a goal kick, but that came from our corner.
On 5 Live, the game of the World Cup so far, as Michael Owen is balked again by Vivas down there. That must be a last warning for Vivas. Quite a few fouls from him already. 11 minutes left in this incredible first half in Saint-Étienne. England leading by 2-1, and it's going to be an England free kick near side. We've got Lasso and we've got Beckham over the ball. At the moment, Adams has not gone forward from the back. He's walking slowly towards Lasso and Beckham, and he's actually standing alongside Graham Lasso at the moment. In the penalty area, Scholes, Owen and Shearer. Now what have England got up their sleeve? And Adams makes a late charge. Beckham curls the ball in. It's not good enough. It's headed away by Argentina, back inside the centre circle, but a chance for Adams, who's still inside the Argentina half, and he manages to get to it first. Puts the ball down the left-hand side. Lasso's gone past Zanetti. Can he get the cross in? What he did do, it's headed behind for a corner.
Great play by Graham Lasso. The ball actually headed out from England's free kick. It was won by Sol Campbell down to Tony Adams. He played it to Graham Lasso, went past Zanetti quite easily down the left-hand side, and then couldn't quite pick an England player out with his left-footed cross. But once again, Graham Lasso getting into a very good position.
England do need, it sounds greedy, but they do need the cushion of another goal here. 2-1 they lead. It's a corner near side. It's taken by Beckham to the far post. Adams can't reach it. It might fall instead to Anderton. It's been blocked by Argentina. All over the place they are at the moment in the area. But now here comes a dangerous potential counter-attack. Argentina on the halfway line. It comes to López near side. England trying to get the white shirts back as López rolls it rather lazily across the field, and that's easily snuffed out by Adams. And Adams with great command finds Lasso. Lasso plays it quickly down the line. Shearer won't get to that one, and he screams straight away at Lasso. We have 10 minutes left in the first half, this volcanic game. England 2, Argentina 1. The ball on the edge of the Argentina area. Holland, of course, watching, I'm sure, and waiting for the winners of this game. The ball is with Ortega, not for long. He plays it back into the Argentina defence. Argentina now finding Ortega, the twinkle-toed player from Valencia. Infield, Verón steps over it. Brilliant dummy from Verón. Into the movement now comes Almeyda. Almeyda now up towards the edge of the area. Quick turn by López. Seaman will have to dive at the feet of Simeone, and this time that was a clean take by David Seaman, and he can clear downfield.
López turned well inside Gary Neville, I think, just onto his right foot, just on the edge of England's penalty area. The shot did take a deflection, and running through to David Seaman was able to come out pretty quickly because Simeone was onto it again. He just left his foot dangling. David Seaman coming out. David Beckham protesting to the referee, but Simeone left his foot in.
Anderton retrieves the ball down the England right, and then it's played by David Beckham off an Argentinian midfield player, and it scuttles away to that far side for an England throw-in. Michael Owen taking plenty of time in getting the ball, throwing it down to Anderton, who immediately then throws it down to Gary Neville. This is good, sensible, professional play from England. Less than 10 minutes left in the first half. Veron's getting impatient as England take the throw, and they find Shearer near the corner flag over on the far side on the right. England 2, Argentina 1. Brilliant play by the captain. Shearer wins the corner. You're listening to 5 Live, of course, this final second round game in the last 16, the final quarter-final place to be decided. Holland against England or Argentina in Marseille on Saturday. England leading 2-1. Still lots and lots of work to do as Beckham takes this England corner to the far post. Everybody's missed that. It'll fall to Graham Lasso. Lasso picks it up and then finds Owen, scorer of one of the most thrilling goals ever seen by an England player, certainly at World Cup level. The ball is back with Adams inside his own half. Adams hits it to the far side, and that's not well directed. Beckham, brilliant control. Superb control from Beckham. Didn't give it up. Got there. Then he's tackled on the halfway line by Batistuta, and he might need some attention as well. That was a poor challenge from Batistuta, and he's going to be lucky not to get a yellow card for it. Free kick to England.
Yeah, it was a poor challenge, and I think he did attempt to go for the ball, just caught David Beckham high. Great control by David Beckham from a slightly miscued Tony Adams pass, but it's good to see the Manchester United player get into the game and pick up one or two good touches now.
Shearer asking a lot of Anderton this time, down the right-hand side. Argentina get it away. They're in danger of overrunning this, and they've given it away. Anderton is a little bit tight. Anderton a little bit short to David Beckham, and eventually that goes off Verón, who at the moment is not having the same influence as he had in the first 15 or 20 minutes. The two England goals have changed the mood. It's going to be a throw to England, halfway inside the Argentina half. Right-hand side, far side, taken and looking for Alan Shearer. Shearer's going to go there against his marker. Oh, and the linesman has signalled a foul by Shearer on Chamot, and that's a free kick to Argentina.
Yeah, I think Alan Shearer just probably pushed Chamot on the far side, and he's right in front of the lines, and the lines are going to have no excuse of not seeing everything. We just had an interesting shot there from one of the cameras in the ground of Ian Wright wearing the cross of St George. He's here. I saw him. I had a few drinks with him the other night. He's certainly up for the match. Long,
dangerous ball into the England area, and Campbell's desperate for Seaman to take it, but the whistle's gone anyway from the referee, Kim Nielsen, who gave a couple of dodgy penalties, we think, here, and in the end, well, they didn't really matter because they cancelled each other out, although England showed great courage and character to come back, having conceded one after only 5 minutes. David Seaman's kick downfield, Shearer jumping, heading the ball on, looking to away, can Scholes get there? Oh, Scholes should have scored, and he's put it wide. Paul Scholes should have scored there. 5 minutes left in the first half. That should have been 3-1 to England.
Well, call it Route 1 football, call it the long ball, call it what you will, but it was almost resulted in that third goal for England. It was a great free kick by David Seaman, launched it, must be about 60 to 70 yards up the pitch. Alan Shearer won it with a beautiful header right across the face of the goal. Paul Scholes coming on his left foot, met it on the half volley, but just put it about 2 or 3 feet wide of the far post. Should have hit the target, should have been 3-1.
Almost shaved the post. A let-off for Argentina in this very, very open second round game in the World Cup in Saint-Étienne, live on 5 Live. England trying to get their tackles in inside their own half. The ball is with Vivas, the centre-back. High ball, and it's a loose one from Vivas. And David Seaman's there. Throws it now looking for Anderton down that far side. Anderton galloping forward, then he checks. Then he plays it brilliantly up towards Shearer on the halfway line, who tucks it back to Scholes. Scholes turns away from Ortega. Back to Shearer. Doesn't control it first time, and England have lost possession. Ortega once more. That's a good ball from Ortega, and this could be dangerous for England. The shot in the end, it's dreadful from Chamot, the man from Lazio, the man who's going to Atletico Madrid. We understand it's a goal kick to Seaman and England with about 4.5 minutes left.
Well, I don't mind them shooting from that far out, 25 yards, 30 yards. They had a lot more options open there. Chamot, they had a lot more options to his left as Batistuta, to his right was López. Ortega was sniffing about. He should have kept his head and passed the ball. I'm sure Daniel Passarella will want to get his team in and say, look, keep your head, keep passing, because we'll get through. At the same time, I'm pleased that England's midfield has really got to grips now with the Argentinian threesome.
But will they live to regret that miss from Paul Scholes, I wonder? 4 minutes to go here in Saint-Étienne in the first half. 2-1 to England. A goal behind after only 5 minutes. Gabriel Batistuta, the scorer, from a penalty. Argentina now with Almeyda, turning slowly and trying to dictate from midfield. It's now Ortega, running square, the man who came on symbolically for Maradona in the last World Cup. The ball now with Vivas, near side, back in again to Ortega. Beautiful turn away from Ince and from Scholes. Ortega into Batistuta. Campbell hasn't cleared, and Batistuta hits it over the bar.
Well, great run by Ortega. He nutmegged about 2 England players on the edge of the box. A great run, nutmegged Paul Scholes coming into the edge of the area, slipped the ball inside of Batistuta. Several England players went to ground. The ball rebounding off Batistuta. He snatched at his shot about 2 yards inside the box, and it went about 2 or 3 yards over the bar. Let off for England. That could have been 2-2, but England, desperate defending, could have cleared their lines, didn't. Batistuta had a chance.
Terry, that's why England need a third, I think, here. That's why this third goal could be so important to them, because Argentina, with another 45 minutes left in the second half, of course, always capable of moments like that. Magic. I mean, they're terrific footballers. Quick 1-2s. Ortega always involved, and Batistuta, one of the top 3 or 4 strikers in the world. Now here comes Zanetti. England haven't taken it away from him. Zanetti, Simeone, onto López. Wonderful challenge from Campbell, but the danger's not cleared as Verón takes hold of it. In comes a great challenge now from Anderton, and England try and counter-attack with Scholes. Scholes down the far side, and Darren Anderton. Michael Owen's running towards the area. Anderton hasn't seen him. Anderton now could settle for the corner kick. No, he poured, the ball's gone out of play. That will be a corner, and England are very lucky there because, no, it's not a corner. Anderton did keep it in, and Argentina have cleared. That wasn't the greatest of crosses, but what a fantastic challenge a few moments ago from Sol Campbell. The ball now bouncing awkwardly for Batistuta on the halfway line. Ince comes in, and the referee didn't like the second challenge from Paul Ince. Argentina knocked the free kick short to Ortega. Ortega skips away from Graham Lasso. This is one of his best periods in the game so far. Ortega again, just inside the area. England have to be careful here. Ortega slides it square, and it was behind everybody. And Adams takes it away, and Owen drops back inside his own half and plays a beautiful return pass to Adams. Adams can see nobody available, so knocks it square again to the far side, and in the end Beckham hits it long but loosely straight back to the Argentina defenders. We have 2.5 minutes left in the first half in Saint-Étienne. Coming to you live on BBC National Radio 5 Live. Adams looking for his Arsenal goalkeeper Seaman, and he's there.
Ortega's some player. He's the best man on the pitch so far. Great running side. Slipped the ball inside that England penalty area, and there was David Beckham coming back to rescue it. England managing to clear, but he's such a good player, Ortega. He's got such a great movement. He's like Diego Maradona in that he can dribble with the ball. He's got great close control, goes past people as if they weren't there.
The referee slipped over, the crowd like that. England 2, Argentina 1. Batistuta giving Argentina the lead after only 5 minutes. England responding likewise with a penalty from Shearer, and then a dream of a goal from Michael Owen. The ball inside the centre circle. England mustn't give Argentina an inch in midfield as they struggle once more, and then in the end they do manage to dig it away from Verón. It's a bit tight and congested in midfield. The whistle's gone late from the referee, and there's a yellow card now for something off the ball for Verón.
Actually, it was Michael Owen just slipped the ball inside. I think it was to Scholes, and then Verón really caught him late, but the referee was only 2 yards away, couldn't miss it, and produced the first yellow card for Argentina.
They have played in this tournament so far, Argentina, with great discipline. When you think of Argentina sides of the past who've had their problems with their temperament, they played with great composure under Passarella, as now following the free kick, Shearer down the left-hand side, wide on this near side, tucks it back superbly to Lasso, back again to Shearer. The players in the area waiting for the ball to come in from Shearer, clipped in by Shearer, headed away by Argentina. Good defensive work there. And now they look to the danger man once more. El Burrito himself, Ortega. Ortega now to Inter Milan's Zanetti, right-hand side. Long one from Zanetti. López is there. Campbell hasn't got the challenge in. López square, straight to the near post. And David Seaman. As Batistuta runs into the back of the net, that's where the cross should have gone, of course, towards Batistuta. And Seaman clears, but there are some moments of real trepidation at times here for Glenn Hoddle down there on the England bench. As we now enter, not quite the time to be added on for the time that the referee will play on, and now England concede another free kick right on the edge of the area. A free kick to Argentina to the right. As we look at it, it's no more than 3 or 4 yards away from the area, and everybody in a white shirt now will be needed to come back and defend this. Batistuta took the last one. He's now got the ball under his right arm. He's looking across at Daniel Passarella, his coach, on the line here. Passarella left Batistuta out of his team, would you believe, for about 10 months. Since he came back, he's been doing what comes naturally and scoring goals all over the place. Again, Verón and Batistuta look at Passarella. And Glenn Hoddle, a few yards away from Passarella, wonders what they might have here up their sleeve in added time at the end of a dramatic first half. It's Verón, places to Zanetti, an equalising goal by Zanetti, left-footed. That was what the free kick was all about. They were all looking at Batistuta and Verón. Eventually the ball was played through to Zanetti. The left foot was swept past David Seaman, and right on half-time, it's 2-2.
Well, no wonder Daniel Passarella was on his feet. That goal came right off the training ground. It was a well-worked routine. It worked ever so well because it produced the equaliser. England caught cold. There was a huge gap to the right of the England wall. We all thought Batistuta was going to curl it. There was Simeone there with his left foot as well, he could have called it. It was just played short, and in the end, Zanetti just peeled away from the wall, won close control with his right foot and smashed the ball past David Seaman. David Seaman, no chance on that occasion. England caught napping, Argentina equalised right on the stroke of half-time.
What a time to score a goal. The half-time whistle goes. It's a different atmosphere now in the stadium. Javier Zanetti of Inter Milan has equalised. What a first half. Terry Butcher.
An unbelievable first quarter of an hour. England went 2-1 up, went behind to a debatable penalty. Batistuta scored. Shearer equalised with another debatable penalty. The referee got it wrong on 2 occasions, but the scores were level. And then Michael Owen produced one of the goals of the tournament to give England the lead. Paul Scholes had a great chance to make it 3-1. Batistuta should have levelled before Zanetti did that just before half-time. It's been a great 45 minutes. There's more goals in this match, I'm sure.
Well, we said throughout the first half that England would need at least one more to win this game, and Paul Scholes should have scored it. They should have been 3-1 up. The half-time score after the most dramatic 45 minutes, 2-2.
Thank you very much. If you kept quiet when Owen scored, you should see a doctor. Jimmy Armfield.
Well, that's the best 45 minutes we've seen in the World Cup so far, and I'm pleased to say England have been absolutely terrific. The 2 penalties, both slightly debatable, particularly Owen's, and then they had this goal from Owen, and his pace for about 15 minutes was electrifying, and they couldn't handle him. And I'm not so sure about their defence. And I think, you know, the way we're going, I felt Scholes was going to get a goal. I said to you, didn't I?
You did?
I could say, I thought Scholes, and he had the wonderful chance. If that had have gone in, 3-1. But this wonderful free kick they've produced at half-time, you know, it was a, you know, let's give credit to it, super free kick. They're a very good team. I've said before, I'm not so sure about the back players. I'm still not so sure about them. It's anybody's game. We've played a great part in this. This is a wonderful, and England, in my opinion, have been absolutely fantastic.
England versus Argentina, live from Saint-Étienne.
France 98 on 5 Live.
Your World Cup station.
If you've got anything to say about the World Cup, then you can ring Richard Littlejohn after this programme. 0500 909 693. 0500 909 693. This game, despite it being very hard, very skillful, has been played in a wonderful spirit. There was one moment just after Owen scored when Verón, the bald-headed midfield player for Argentina, put his arm around Owen and gave him a pat on the shoulder and said, well done. You don't often see that sort of thing, do you, Jimmy?
Not often, no. But I think that's one of the great World Cup goals I've seen. I would put that.
Owens.
Really, oh yes, I would. Talk about young players making an impact in World Cup. Reminds me of Pelé coming in 1958 as a young teenager. It was that sort of impact of a goal. He picked it up, around the centre circle, and he ran past 2 world-class defenders, and he thumped the ball into the angle of the net. It really was world-class goal.
Obviously, Glenn Hoddle will be disappointed to concede a goal so close to half-time, but do you think the Argentine team basically should have had a goal by then? No,
I don't think, you get what you make. I mean, so to be fair, I think there was a period for about 10 minutes before the break where Ortega and Verón particularly were starting to manoeuvre forward. Ortega is very clever. We need to shackle him a little bit. And they got the free kick on the edge of the box. And Passarella, it was lovely to see in a way. Well, I say lovely to see. I hated it. But it was lovely to see a free kick that was different, unusual, original, and that's what it was, and it brought a goal.
How do you think England should play this second half?
Well, I said at the outset when I was talking to Alan, you must keep the tempo up. You can't let your tempo drop against this team, because in midfield they'll destroy you. The tempo has got to be kept up, and their weakness now quite clearly is the back 3. They can't handle Owen's pace, and they can't handle Shearer in the air. So we can afford to knock 1 or 2 balls up. And I said to you that there's a chance for Scholes always to score, because he's coming late and he times his runs absolutely perfectly. I've seen him do it quite a lot for Manchester United, and he had that wonderful chance when it was flicked on.
I was talking to Robbie Earle last night, and he was telling me about the fact that the Jamaican coach, who's a Brazilian, was saying to him that the South American sides hate cross balls. They hate having to defend headers all the time against the European sides, and they're just not used to it.
No, they're not used to that kind of play, but what they are good at, they're used to coming through the middle on tight defences and playing short passes, and that's what they're very good at, and you've seen it again today with Zanetti and Almeyda and Ortega in particular. When the control's tight, they're fabulous. But of course, that's not what the game's all about. You've also got this incident like Shearer and Owen up there, causing them all kinds of problems. If we can get Anderton into the game a little bit more, I think that's what we've got to do. We've got to get him down that right side a little bit more. He had a bit of a problem. I think it was his contact lens dropped out.
That's right.
You know, and when you get that, it's a bit of a disturbance. It takes a little time to get going again. Get down this flank, get 1 or 2 balls in. I'd like to see Roar under a bit of pressure, I would.
What do you feel about the wing backs in a defensive role? Are they doing their job?
Well, Anderton's not been getting back too much, really, in this game. I think, you know, he's getting caught between 2 stools. But I'm not complaining about England. I think we've played really well because I've not changed my mind. Argentina are a very good team, and you can see it anyway. You can see it. And the 2 penalties, well, really, lightweight penalties.
Just cancelled each other out, really, didn't they?
And the referees, you know, as you say, but this set up the game, you know what I mean? This set up a wonderful game. It's fantastic, this match.
Yeah, it is really the match of the tournament so far, isn't it?
It's a long time since you've seen me stand up and cheer a goal, isn't it?
Well, I wasn't going to mention it, but normally you're so quiet and reticent, you sit in the corner and don't say very much.
Well, it means such a lot to me, really.
You're screaming
you know?
at people.
Well, it means a lot, you know, for me to see England get in the last 8, it would be absolutely fantastic. And frankly, there's a few people who are already through who will be glad to see us out.
So do you think England are playing as well as they can?
I think we've played as well as we can in the first half. Maintaining it now is the important thing. The South Americans, the Paraguayans, the Chileans, the Brazilians and the Argentinians have shown they can come strong in the second half. Fitness level high. We've got to match that in the second half. Really is improving as it's going along. He's got a language style. He's very deceptive, but you don't give the ball away. And what he does as well, he drags the other midfield players around with him. Ortega, sharp, and it's always liable to do something. We've got to shackle them. We're doing all right so far, though.
Here they come. Here's Alan Green.
Isn't this the beautiful game? Pace, skill, technique, goals, wonderful atmosphere. The intensity of the occasion is almost overwhelming. It's a fabulous game of football. Now, are there any changes? I can't think there'll be any for England. Shearer's seen someone in the crowd and he's waving. Paul Ince is standing on the near touchline. And who's he waiting for? I don't know. I agree with Jimmy Arfield, by the way, Terry. I think England could do... Anderton's had a terrific tournament, but England need a bit more from Darren Anderton in the second half.
Yeah, they do, and Paul Ince on the sidelines. We're not too sure what's happening here. There's 1 or 2 signals being put forward, but...
No, it's just because there was slight confusion because Rio Ferdinand had his shirt off, or his sweat top off. But I'll just look around. Have England got everybody out there? Yes, they have. And so too of Argentina. Let's hope the referee improves his standard. Made 1 or 2 mistakes. England all in white, defending the goal to the left in the second half. Argentina all in blue, and these are the teams quickly. Seaman is the goalkeeper for England. Then it's Neville, Adams and Campbell. In midfield, Anderton, Ince, Beckham, Scholes and so. And the goal scorers, Shearer and Owen. Owen was brilliant with his strike. Argentina, their goalkeepers Roa, the defenders are Vivas, Ayala and Chamot. And then in midfield we've got Almeyda, Zanetti, Verón, Simeone. A little bit ahead of those 4, Ortega, and then Batistuta and López. The header down by Adams, reaches Beckham. Oh, it's a clattering challenge from behind by Simeone. And what happened there? Now, as Beckham got up, somebody swung a boot. And I'm not sure, did you see what happened precisely?
Yeah, I saw it. Beckham was lying on the floor. It was a definite push in the back by Simeone. Beckham went down on the floor, was lying on the floor, and then Simeone comes over to him to try and wave him away, and David Beckham just lifted his right boot, and it just caught Simeone. The referee was right on top of the situation. He's gone to his pocket to produce a card, and there's all Argentinian players around at the moment, England players there, and he's produced the card for Simeone.
Now he's booked Simeone. Oh, he sent Beckham off. Oh my word. A minute gone in the second half, and this is awful for England. Absolutely awful. David Beckham has been sent off against Argentina.
Well, he did raise his boot just to catch Simeone, but he was lying on the floor at the time. He just one of the petulant little kicks that sometimes players do. The referee on top of it pulled out a red card, and quite frankly that just sums up his performance. He's a wretched referee. He's got everything wrong so far in the game. He's having a nightmare. He's reduced England to 10 men. Now Glenn Hoddle's on the sidelines. He's got to try and rearrange the side. He's talking to Michael Owen. It might be a case of Michael Owen just coming back a little bit or pulling Alan Shearer back. England going to be a man light in the centre of midfield. They're disgraceful this season.
The thing is, what really annoyed me about that, he's awarded a free kick, right? At this stage, he's got no intention of booking Simeone. And then we have the repercussions. Why Beckham raised his foot, honestly, only David Beckham can know that. But then, as soon as the referee produced yellow for Simeone, I dreaded the thought of the action on Beckham. So England, having led 2-1, it's now 2-2, and England are down to 10 men. And they're on the attack. Lasso crosses into the penalty area towards Shearer, and it's easily caught by Roa. And I just feel like kicking the table. Really feel like kicking the table. Dear, oh dear. Oh, right. Well, I just have to deal with it, lads. 43 minutes to go. England with a free kick. And at this moment, I'm praying that old adage, that it's more difficult to play against 10 men, holds up again. But I doubt it somehow. Argentina were playing too well in that first half.
Why is it whenever we play Argentina, we get the worst referee in the world? I just cannot believe it. He's now ruined the game for England. But England have to get together. They have to get on with it. There's no use bleating about it. They've got a free kick now and a chance to have a go on goal. This will be a real test of character.
Well, it's well over 30 yards as Shearer comes forward, right foot, and it's high into the crowd. And you'd have thought that's drifting through my mind at the moment. He's already replaying for penalties. I'm not saying that's what's in the England players' mind, but it's in my mind. Already England have to play for penalties. I just cannot see how England will beat Argentina with 10 men in normal time or in extra time. Hope I'm wrong. Argentina on the attack. Gary Neville controls that pass very well, though. Plays it back to Seaman. They've got Michael Owen drifting back into midfield now, the right side of midfield. Anderton's moved inside, and it's 4-4-1 essentially now, because we've got Gary Neville back, Lasso further back on the far side. So the revised England lineup, now that Beckham's been sent off, is Neville right back, Adams and Campbell in the middle, Lasso on the left, Owen right wing, Anderton, Scholes infield with Ince, and of course Shearer up front. Verón up over the halfway line. Campbell comes across. Verón wins it. It's 3 against 3 here. Batistuta into the penalty area. Shoots, takes the deflection off Adams, and Campbell clears it. Scholes tries to head it away. Doesn't do so. Ortega edge of the penalty area. Into the penalty area. Ortega still going. Turns onto his left foot. Great play. Crosses behind Batistuta. Batistuta controls the ball though. Flicks it back into the danger area. Neville heads it up and away. Simeone challenged by Campbell. Headed back into the penalty area by Chamot. And now Adams climbs and heads further away towards the halfway line. But the pressure is on England, and immediately it's going to intensify. 4 minutes gone in the second half. Oh, Batistuta's onside. The flag stayed down, and he headed wide.
Well, as well as a bad referee, we've got an awful linesman as well, because Batistuta was clearly offside. No, in fact, he was just onside. He thought he was offside, to be fair, and just directed the header wide. He possibly thought he was offside, but his real backs to the wall performance from England now. A lot of character, a lot of strength of resolve is needed. They've gone to a back 4-4 in midfield. Michael Owen on the right hand side, Shearer up front on his own. England can still get forward. They've still got the pace of Shearer. They've still got players that can cause Argentina trouble.
Owen spins away from Chamot, running towards the penalty area. Shearer's on the far post. There's the cross towards Shearer. Important header away. Only to Ince. Ince shoots, takes the deflection, and it spins behind for a corner to England. And Jimmy Armfield applauds.
Jimmy's up.
Have you ever seen him as animated as this before?
No, I haven't. I think Jimmy made a signal to try and get me on the pitch there, but England are going to need players there with a lot of character, and they had that. And then they got Michael Owen down the right hand side. That's the one thing they've got. They've got pace down this right hand side. Argentina have got to be careful they don't let Owen go one-on-one. Owen's ball inside was cleared. Ince's shot was deflected for a corner.
Well, if England win from this position, it's arguably one of the greatest wins of all time. Last 16 of the World Cup, 2-2. England down to 10 men. This is 5 Live in the BBC. England corner. Anderton whips it in. Punched away by Roa. Collected by Ince, just outside the penalty area. Steps away from Batistuta. Brought down by Batistuta. And this is a good free kick position for England.
Well, I wonder if Glenn Hoddle's on his feet directing the players. They must have something from the training ground on this. It would be good if they can just curl one in or have the same effect as Zanetti's equalising goal. Beckham's not here, of course. He's been sent off. It's a chance for other people to take the stage, take position, take the ball, take the bottle, and try and get this ball on target.
I'll give you some time to think about it, but do you blame Beckham? I'll ask you in a moment. I do. But it's a free kick for England, and it's over 20 yards from goal. Now it is Alan Shearer territory. He's already scored tonight from the penalty. 51 minutes played in, saved by Roa. Terrific free kick.
Well, Argentina had about 7 men in the wall. It's right in front of the goal. It was about 25 yards out. Alan Shearer produced a great curling free kick just past the wall to the left, and Carlos Roa got across, got both hands to it, and pushed it aside for a corner. That was going in the top corner.
So the signal from Darren Anderton, and England have committed 4 players into the Argentina penalty area, including Campbell and Adams. Here it comes from the right-footed, high. Adams jumps, beaten in the air, and it's flicked clear. And England have to be careful here. Argentina on the counter-attack. López up over the halfway line. Batistuta sprinting through. Neville intercepts the pass. Great interception. Finds Campbell. Campbell a little too close for the halfway line, the way England are, down to 10 men. But he finds Anderton. Forward to Shearer. Shearer surrounded by navy blue shirts. Plays it back to Anderton. Owen peels upfield from his right wing position now. Anderton, though, looks for Gary Neville, near side, over the halfway line. We've played 9 minutes since half-time. Perilous minutes for England. Beckham sent off, and it's 2-2 here against Argentina in Saint-Étienne in a, well, it's just electrifying the game. Verón to the far side of Ortega over the halfway line, looking for Batistuta. Campbell goes across, the pass is a little overhit. Batistuta can't keep it in play, and it's a goal kick to England.
Well, different tactics have got to be applied by England now. They can't afford to push too many men forward, overcommit themselves, because Ortega's got pace, López, Batistuta, they've all got pace. Verón is very good on the ball, runs very quickly with the ball, so they have good pace throughout the team. So England have to defend a little deeper. They have to make sure that they can make their clearances, do their jobs properly, and not concentrate badly. That allows players to be one-on-one, because Argentina have pace.
They must remember, though, to give plenty of the ball to Michael Owen, because he still has the pace on his own. It's hit upfield by England, and looked to be a foul on Shearer, not given by the Danish referee, who's going to get some stick in the morning, that's for sure, never mind tonight. And the ball is played through. López is offside, fly quickly up for the linesman, and it's a free kick to England.
That's the concentration level that we need there. And, I think it was López made the run through. He's quick. The ball came in from Zanetti, an angled ball into the heart of the England defence. England just stepped up, and he was about a yard offside. This time the linesman got it right.
David Seaman out of his penalty area to take this free kick, right-footed, and drifting straight on to the right foot of Chamot. Midway inside the Argentinian half to our right, collected by Verón, who strides forward with some purpose up over the halfway line, slips the pass to the left, but the Argentine captain Simeone wasn't expecting the pass, and it's out of play for a throw into England. Gary Neville, now operating as a right back, takes a throw in to skipper Shearer. Shearer does well, evading Almeyda, but runs into another defender, and the ball breaks back off Zanetti, back to his goalkeeper Roa out to the far side, and Vivas, who lays it infield to Zanetti, scorer of that brilliant free kick in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Now Ortega looking for López. Campbell diverts it away. Scholes is in and knocks it back to Sol Campbell, left of the England penalty area. The clearance up to the halfway line, but there's so many Argentinian players in the field at the moment, it seems, and Argentina have the ball back. Simeone towards Batistuta, but Neville is there. Careful back pass to David Seaman, and Seaman clears right-footed upfield. Shearer is there, but can't get the ball. It's over his head, and it's with Vivas at the moment. From a neutral point of view as well, the sending off has really disrupted the game. Here's Ince to Shearer. Shearer runs into the defender, that's Ayala, and it's taken away by Zanetti to the far side to Verón, right of the centre circle. Simeone is captain, available to his left. Verón doesn't need him for the moment. López is on the far side. Verón keeps going, fancies a shot, shoots. Batistuta got a deflection on that. I think it was a deliberate deflection, but he only deflected it up over the crossbar.
Well, he was shooting from about 35 yards out. Verón on his right foot, right in the middle of the goal. I'm sure David Seaman would have had it covered. It was quite low. Just caught Batistuta on the back of the thigh, I think, and the ball ended up going over very harmlessly for a goal kick. But Michael Owen, I'd like to see him further forward if we could, but I think he's been forced now to play this right wing role. But good to see him get the ball. Chamot has come over to take him, to mark him. He's got a one-for-one job on Michael Owen, and I'm sure that Ayala and Vivas should be pleased to see the back of Michael Owen through the heart of that England attack.
You know, by the way, that we now have a record number of sendings off for World Cup finals. We've beaten the previous record, and it's a shame that David Beckham is one of those names.
Well, he did raise his foot, but at the end of the day, he was lying prostrate on the floor, raised his heel up as you do, just caught the player. It never any real hard play, and it's never going to be real dangerous play, a real elbow job or anything like that, or a punch, and the referee was there and produced a red card, and it was quite incredulous.
Scholes to Anderton, back to Adams, and now Campbell. That put Campbell into terrible trouble, and he's very fortunate to get away with it. Batistuta was almost through. Lasso now at left back to Anderton in the centre of midfield. Lasso on the far side to Scholes. Scholes, two Argentine players around him, is fouled by one of them. That's Almeyda. And England are doing quite well at the moment. They just need to steady things down, but there's an awful long way to go. An awful long way to go. 33 minutes left of normal time. It's England 2, Argentina 2. From the free kick, Anderton on the far side, England left, hits it cross field, wasted, straight to Chamot. Forward now to Verón. Verón looks, he sees López down the right flank. It's a great ball. López takes it on his chest, instant control, edge of the penalty area, around Campbell, crosses low, simple save for Seaman because there was no one else there for Argentina.
For once, Batistuta couldn't get on the end of a cross, and the ball was hit long to López. Batistuta had come short and couldn't make the ground up. López just went past Campbell in a very wide position and just trickled the ball across the area. He's been guilty of some poor crosses. He's gone in some great positions, but he's not delivered that final pass, and thankfully for England, he hasn't.
Adams hits it right-footed upfield. Shearer doesn't try to jump, and it's headed away from his back, so to speak, by Ayala to Almeyda on the halfway line. Good ball to Ortega. Ortega spins, running at the England defence into the penalty area. López shoots left-footed, past Seaman, but past the post. There must have been a touch because it's a corner.
Well, once again, Ortega just in behind the England midfield. Wriggled, got the ball to López. He shot on his left foot. I think it was Tony Adams who actually got the block. Could have been Darren Anderton. The ball just squirming past David Seaman's right-hand post. But
it was Lasso. Definitely off Lasso's left foot. But it was very close. 59 minutes played. 5 live in the BBC from Saint-Étienne. 2-2. There's the Argentine corner. Overhit. Zanetti's on the far side. He'll keep it in play. Zanetti of Inter Milan. Back it goes to Almeyda of Lazio. None of these players play in Argentina anymore. They are very good players. That's why they don't play in Argentina. Verón chips it forward. The header on by Zanetti. Just wide. Great run.
And he was marking him. It was Michael Owen was marking Zanetti. He made the run from the right wing. Verón had the ball just about on the halfway line to the left-hand side of the pitch. Saw the run by Zanetti. And Michael Owen was tracking him. He'd have to mark him up from the corner as well. And he tracked him and did enough to put him off because the header from about 20 yards sailed wide.
I tell you this, if Michael Owen's World Cup and England's World Cup ends tonight, there's one saving grace. Michael Owen will star in future World Cups for England. There's no question about that. If you weren't listening to the first half and didn't hear our description of Michael Owen's goal, that for a time put England 2-1 in front, well, boy, you missed something special. Adams hits the clearance up towards Owen on the halfway line, headed away by Chamot, only to Ince, on to Scholes. Scholes can't quite control it, and Argentina have it back. Zanetti to Simeone, Simeone to Verón, on to Ortega. Argentina increasingly fluid, important challenge by Ince, diverts it away, and if it runs out of play on the far side, it might be an England throw-in, but it won't, because it's just kept in. England 2, Argentina 2. Beckham sent off after 1 minute of the second half, and England really up against it now, playing 4-4-1, changing the formation. Verón on the far side, running at Lasso, infield of Lasso, stabs it to López. López in the penalty area, pulls it back and it's cleared. Hacked away by Alan Shearer inside the 6-yard box. First it was Owen making an important challenge, now it's the skipper Shearer. They are working hard. There's more work to be done though. Chamot to the far side, infield to Ortega, and England being pegged back now. Simeone, the captain of Argentina, to Zanetti. Zanetti to López, right of the penalty area. Lasso's close, not close enough as López gets in the cross, but it's behind for a goal kick.
Well, great play by Alan Shearer. He's just changed places with Michael Owen. Michael Owen's the one lone striker up front. Alan Shearer coming to the right-hand side of the midfield. England playing 4-4-1. By that time, López got beyond Graham Lasso on the far side, whipped a great cross in, beat David Seaman, and there was Alan Shearer coming back to mark Vivas to hack clear about 2 yards off England's line. So Alan Shearer, the right-hand side, Owen up front on his own.
By the way, talking about hacking, Vivas hacked Shearer anyway from behind. Hacked him into the calf muscle of his left leg. 61 minutes played, 61 dramatic minutes in Saint-Étienne. It's England 2, Argentina 2. England with 10 men. Beckham sent off. Neville, his Manchester United colleague, to take a free kick. It's 15 yards inside Argentina's half. Near side, England right. Shearer's in the penalty area. Owen and Scholes are close. Anderton makes a late run. It's deep, the free kick for Shearer. Out comes the goalkeeper, Roa, palms it away, out of play for a throw-in.
One long free kick into the box, and there's two Argentinian players and the goalkeeper going for the ball. The goalkeeper's palming it away for an England throw on the far side. There's not much else that Gary Neville could do, not much else England can do. Just pump a long ball into the box.
Lasso from the throw-in. Scholes close by. Scholes collects. Why didn't Paul Scholes score that goal when it was 2-1? England would have been 3-1 up. He had a great chance and missed it. England have won a corner on the far side as the attempted cross by Lasso took a deflection, and now who do they commit forward? Gary Neville is actually saying to Tony Adams, you get forward, son. And Sol Campbell's up there. Paul Ince drops back to help out Gary Neville. Lasso's hanging back as well. Now England have 4 players inside the penalty area and Scholes lurking in the edge of the D. Anderton to take the corner. From the left, he's going to hit it right-footed. 62 minutes played. 2-2. Anderton's corner. There it goes towards the near post. Headed away by Chamot. Collected by Lasso. Anderton. Lasso again. Left foot across. It's bouncing across the penalty area. Neither Campbell nor Owen could collect. And here come Argentina on the counter-attack. Batistuta to López on the far side. England need to get a challenge in here. No, here's Chamot forward into the penalty area. Batistuta slips. Chamot is still there. It's inside the box. They're trying to tee up the shot for someone, and they don't, and Neville clears.
Well, heartbreak moment then for England, because they were queuing up in that box to put the ball in the back of the net. England then got back in numbers, and in the end the ball squirming free to Gary Neville to hack clear. But it's from England's corner that England look vulnerable. They commit men forward. They're trying to deliver good balls into the box when one little touch could result in a goal. It's very bold, I know, but at the same time they've got to be aware of the Argentinian break, because when they break with fierce pace.
Nearly 64 minutes played here in Saint-Étienne. England 2, Argentina 2. I think Lasso's got problems on the far side. Adams and Campbell were both indicating, and England may have to make a substitution. We'll see. Lasso perhaps struggling a little bit. Neville with a throw in down the near side, right on the halfway line, and Neville waits for someone to be remotely close. Only Shearer down this right touchline. It's thrown towards Shearer and stabbed out of play by Simeone, the captain of Argentina, and England have made 50 yards progress.
Well, it's a great long throw that Gary Neville's got, and Alan Shearer makes the run, and there's not much you can do as a defender, and you have to get there in front of the England striker, as the Argentinians do, and put it out for a throw. And now is a chance. Gary Neville just level with the edge of the penalty area just to get a ball into the box. No England big man has gone forward, just Shearer.
Gary Neville stretches, throws into the penalty area, Roa catches and then drops back. And there was no foul there by Scholes, and the Argentine defenders making far too much of that. And then Roa throws out to the far side, and here's an Argentina counter-attack up to the halfway line. Verón on the far side, couple of yards in from the right, and forward to Ortega, back to Verón. Scholes stretches, diverts the ball away but doesn't find Owen, his Liverpool colleague. Is back with Vivas and taken up now by Almeyda. We've 25 minutes left for play, and Crespo, I think, is going to come on. In fact, there may be a double substitution, and I don't like the other one, I can tell you, because he's brilliant. Gallardo. Crespo and Gallardo are about to come on for Argentina.
Well, I think just as England have changed their formation, I think Argentina will try and change as well. They have the extra man. They're going to try and make it count. England have got one striker, so Argentina could possibly just play with 2 defenders and push an extra man up and into that midfield section. That's where England have got a man short.
Well, it's a measure of Gallardo's ability. I doubt if there's another country involved in this World Cup that wouldn't have him in their starting lineup. 2-2. Argentina on the attack. Ortega tries to play it through to López. It's diverted away, only to Simeone. Pressure on England. Simeone tackled by Anderton, and the ball breaks to Shearer, but look where Shearer is. Right back position. Only Owen is upfield. It's lashed towards Michael Owen, but collected by Argentina. Run forward by Vivas, and then he gives a careless pass away to Adams. Adams is looking upfield. There's no one to play it to. It goes to Owen sideways, and now Scholes and Lasso on the far side. If Lasso had problems, he seems to have run them off. We've played 66 minutes. It's still England 2, Argentina 2. David Beckham sent off in the first minute of the second half after putting a foot up on Simeone. Here's Simeone coming forward now, approaching the England penalty area, slides it right footed towards Ortega. Instant with a challenge. Scholes in again, and Scholes now has got room to run it clear. And suddenly there are 3 England attackers against 5 Argentine defenders. Owen on the far side. Owen back to Lasso. England just need to be patient. They've got to be patient. They've got no other option. Lasso to Owen again. The defender stretches and diverts it out of play for a throw, and that was Vivas.
Yes, England just got to slow the tempo of the pace of the game down. Just slow it down. Keep making your passes. Waste a few seconds. It just needs Michael Owen, I think. We're one-on-one versus an Argentinian defender. I think they might have a chance. That's the sort of opportunity that we're looking for. But they just got to keep the pace slow, because when Argentina break, they're very, very quick, very good players. And it'll be interesting to see what sort of formation now Passarella will employ.
Well, Crespo's going to come on for Batistuta, which is surprising enough. Here's Ortega, though. López ahead of him. He'd run offside. Ortega cleverly keeps the ball, looking for Batistuta, threads the pass through, only through to David Seaman. I don't know who Gallardo's coming on for, but we've reached the midway point of the second half of the most intensely dramatic occasion here in Saint-Étienne. It's 2-2, and here's Mike Ingham.
Well, just when they thought they'd seen the back of one Diego Simeone in the clash with David Beckham, but what on earth was David Beckham thinking of? I remember coming to France last summer and he got 2 yellow cards in the tournoi, and Glenn Hoddle really had a long talk to David Beckham, and he certainly kicked out at Simeone to become the first England player since Ray Wilkins in the 1986 World Cup to be sent off. Now Batistuta, and this will lift England to a certain extent, I think, is making way for Crespo of Parma, and also coming off is López. So 2 new strikers in a sense. Or Gallardo can play anywhere, really. He's the one player now on the pitch who's actually based in Argentina with River Plate. He's got a great future ahead of him. He's known as the Doll because he looks so young, and those changes are made, but Argentina with a man advantage. It's 2-2, and Beckham only the 5th England player to be sent off in a game of international football. The ball is with Argentina, and Gallardo gets his first touch. Ortega lifts the ball over Campbell, and the referee immediately gives the free kick. And we're wondering whether England, Gareth Southgate, I think, is going to come on in a moment. We were thinking that Graham Lasso had a problem over on the far side, but now Argentina with this free kick. And remember, they scored their equaliser right on half-time with a beautifully worked free kick. Eventually the goal scorer, left-footed, was Zanetti. Gallardo, who's just come on, slips as he takes the free kick, and in the end Ortega doesn't control it. Ince gets his head to it. The ball is still on the edge of the England area, and in the end it's Shearer who thrashes the ball back to the halfway line, and Verón just steers it back into the defence. It goes inside the centre circle, and Almeyda gives Gallardo another touch. Here he comes, a little shimmy from number 20, who's just come on to give England lots more to think about. The ball with Diego Simeone, the man brought down allegedly by David Seaman for the penalty, of course, after 5 minutes, so he's been very involved in this game. Now Scholes has a chance to try and clear for England, but he's caught in possession. England need to hold it better than that. Here come Argentina again. Gallardo into Verón, back again to Gallardo, the new man, goes round Adams, still Gallardo, can't get the shot, and it's blocked by Campbell. England being pegged back inside their own half here, playing very deep. Campbell played into trouble, then the back pass to Seaman, eventually cleared, but here's the problem now for England, there's nobody at all downfield. They've had to reshape the side, and the ball once more is collected by Verón in midfield. Here comes Verón, slow, quick, slow from Argentina. Ortega, good challenge on Ortega by Gary Neville. Now Ince, and there's nobody for Ince to give it to at the moment. Ince holds and patiently waits for support, then eventually finds his Liverpool teammate Owen, and he's caught late as Paul Ince by Almeyda. And now Gareth Southgate, who played in the first game against Tunisia, then aggravated an old injury. Southgate is going to come on for Lasso. Maybe Campbell is the man to go across to the left-hand side, and Southgate to go into Campbell's position. Terry Butcher.
Yeah, that's right. It's Gareth Southgate coming on into the left centre-back role. Sol Campbell's gone onto the left-hand side as well. The Argentinians have pushed Crespo and Ortega up front, and little Gallardo, he's the one that's in that Ortega role just behind the strikers, similar to what Paul Scholes does for England when they have 11 players on the pitch.
Less than 20 minutes to go. England 2, Argentina 2. That was the half-time score. England down to 10 men. You're listening to 5 Live, and here goes Campbell down the England left, following the free kick. Collects the ball by the corner flag. Works it in with his right foot. It's a bit heavy. Anderton controls it superbly. His shot is, though, blocked. And here's the danger now for Argentina, potentially on the counter-attack, as they bring the ball forward through Gallardo. Ortega just forced back inside his own half. Then he releases the ball and finds Simeone. Lovely snatch in midfield by Ince, but again there are no options for Ince. So England play the ball back and Southgate gets his first touch. 18 minutes to go as England send a long one down the far side, and Scholes, if only Scholes could have put away that chance at 2-1 to England. What a difference that might have made. It's 2-2. Argentina with 11 men on the field. David Beckham of Manchester United sent off. The last player to be sent off for England was also a Manchester United player, Wilkins, as now Argentina's Crespo is caught offside. England pushing up well there, and they have a free kick.
Well, there's lots of activity on the England bench. I'm not too sure if there's a lot of options he can do at the moment. The lads are hanging on well. They're defending well, holding the line, concentrating well at the back, and just getting forward. When we do win the ball, there's no one to give it to up front. We like little Owen up front to try and have a go at the Argentinian defenders, but at the moment he's been forced back to right wing.
It was tough enough for England with 11 men on the field. David Beckham will be mortified that he's left his side here handicapped, a man short. The ball is with Argentina once more in midfield. Almeyda plays it to the far side. Argentina now building again in midfield. It's Gallardo. Ince is trying to go. Great challenge from Ince. And Anderton's there to feed off the challenge. He mustn't overrun this, Anderton. Eventually he does too much, but he's caught behind by Almeyda. Yellow card to Almeyda. Free kick to England.
Good play by Darren Anderton just in front. He's the one that's sitting in the central midfield role for England with Paul Ince. He's got Gallardo just in behind those two players, and he's a good little player at finding space in Argentina, with Verón in particular picking him out, causing a few problems, but England defending well. Paul Ince is having a great game right in the heart of that midfield, and Darren Anderton's doing a very good job in there.
On this hot, sultry night, England are taking on one of the best teams in the world, possible World Cup winners, with only 10 men. It's 2-2. Ince with the free kick. Good climb by Alan Shearer, but he drops the ball straight into the arms of the Argentinian keeper, who throws to this near side, and Diego Simeone, the Argentinian captain, into midfield. As ever, they look for Verón. Lots of quick work here, and they've got this man available in midfield, and England are struggling a bit. They're a bit short. Verón, great challenge coming in from Gary Neville down this near side, and the back pass is on from Gary Neville to Seaman, and Seaman clears. It's up in the air. Shearer all on his own inside the Argentinian half, heads it on to Owen. Can Owen take this forward for England? Here goes Michael Owen in the area. Oh, and he's put it over the bar and into the crowd. He never really in the end had the ball under his control. He showed electric pace. He had 2 or 3 defenders bearing down on him. In the end, he's had to snatch at the shot, and he's lifted it wide, but there's the danger for Argentina once more from Michael Owen.
And he was caught very late as well, I think it was, by Ayala as well as he went for his shot. That was the one opportunity England needed. A good header by Shearer, good pace by Owen, taking on Ayala, went past him, and if that ball had been on his right foot, that would have been 3-2. Unfortunately, it was on his left foot. He took a bit of a hammering in the process. He's up and about. England are hanging on.
15 minutes to go. You're listening to 5 Live. 2-2 here in Saint-Étienne between England and Argentina. Titanic battle. The ball with Gallardo and Ortega, the two little live wires in midfield. Square from Ortega to Verón, who's got a vicious shot, but this time he just holds, looking to play a 1-2. Ball still in the centre of Argentina's midfield. They're playing with great patience and composure here, and then in the end, well, the attacker there was looking for a free kick against Gareth Southgate. There was no contact. Referee very happy with that at least, and a goal kick for David Seaman to take away to our left.
Well, one chance is all England need, and unfortunately that was on Michael Owen's left foot, but it just proves the fact that he's got to play through the middle, and Alan Shearer, unaccustomed as he is, has got to play in this wide right position. He's got to hold the wide right position of a midfield 4, let Owen be up there, and let Owen try and get one sniff at a goal. You feel if he does have one sniff, he'll put it away.
Seaman's kick wasn't the greatest, and it puts Argentina back in possession once more. Gallardo goes past the challenge from Ince, and Argentina building again with real menace. Verón into Ortega, a good challenge from Tony Adams. England have to play it carefully at the back. There's nothing on really for Ince. He gives it back to his goalkeeper Seaman, who gets a long clearance back inside the Argentina half, where the sweeper Ayala is waiting for the ball. Into the last 15 minutes of normal time we go. Of course, the possibility of extra time, which will be really punishing for England with only 10 men on the field. The ball with Gallardo once more into Ortega. Ortega forced back a couple of yards, and he twists and turns and plays it neatly in towards Crespo, and here goes Ortega. Campbell's gone down, the ball is still in the area, in comes Southgate to take it away, and that looked like a dive from Ortega, and England clear to the far side. and Vivas can't keep it in, although he's going to settle for the throw-in.
Clever play by Argentina, just getting the ball in and around the midfield section, about 25 yards out, threading little balls to feet. England defenders can't dive in because they just turn Ortega and Gallardo, get the ball to the feet and turn quickly.
Lovely ball from Verón to Gallardo. The shot is charged down by Adams. The flag went up anyway over on the far side, and at the moment Alan Shearer, this tells you the story really, is playing at right back on this near side. We've got 13 minutes to go of normal time here in Saint-Étienne. It's hardly been a normal game. England 2, Argentina 2 on 5 Live. Gallardo, who's been very involved since he came on, he's had a lot of the ball. In it goes to Crespo. Crespo back again to Zanetti. Little shuffle now from Verón. Ball into Chamot inside the area. Up in the air it goes from him. In goes Chamot again. Angle is very wide. Gets it in. Takes a deflection. Argentina appeal for handball. Seaman's there. And Ortega saying to the referee that should have been a penalty. Referee says play on.
Well, it's one of those ones we've seen them give it in the World Cup so far. One against Chile. It was when Italy grabbed the last minute equaliser. That one, the ball striking Tony Adams' hand. He went up to really shield his face from the ball. The ball struck his hand. We've seen them given. On this occasion, the referee for once in this match got it right.
But the referee who gave that penalty was then sent home, I think, after that Italy-Chile game.
He should send this one home as well.
Now it's Gallardo skipping around the challengers and then shovels the shot right-footed and into the crowd. That's fine for Glenn Hoddle in England with about 12 minutes to go, and we're going to have another change here. England are going to bring on another change, and what have they got in mind for us now here? We are going to have Paul Scholes coming off, and Paul Merson is coming on for his first bit of action in these World Cup finals. A Paul replaces a Paul, very experienced campaigner. Paul Merson comes on to try and run from midfield in place of Paul Scholes.
Well, it's not bad from Glenn Hoddle. Paul Scholes is struggling a little bit. He's got through a lot of work. He's not the quickest of people over 10 or 15 yards, and I think the chances for Paul Merson to come on now, if he can get the ball, get it, just run it out, take the heat off the England defence. But England holding firm at the moment.
Fresh legs for England, but so much work to do at the back as the ball is lifted in from Simeone. Crespo doesn't control it first time. Across comes Campbell, and that ball's gone out of play, I think. And the linesman signals over on the far side that England can take a goal kick.
Well, England fortunate there because great movement by Argentina, great movement by Crespo. He actually broke the offside trap, but the ball just too far ahead of him to try and get the ball under control, to try and have a go at David Seaman. In the end, just almost prevented it from going for a goal kick far on the right hand side, but it didn't, and David Seaman took the goal kick.
Terry, why do you think it was Merson and not McManaman who came on for Scholes?
I'm not too sure. I think it's a toss-up between the two, to be honest. But
now Owen's gone past the first man, and he was caught from behind, was he? By the second, and if it was Almeyda, he's already get a yellow card. Owen, first of all, up against Vivas. Vivas couldn't... It was Vivas who caught him. England free kick. 25 yards away from the Argentinian goal. A set piece. Argentina, right on half-time, produced a wonderful set piece to equalise. It's still 2-2. England, you sense, if they are going to snatch a dramatic, historic victory here, have to do something pretty special from set pieces. And can the captain drive one in here? Alan Shearer stands in between Paul Ince and Darren Anderton. He's only a couple of yards away from the ball at the moment. Alan Shearer. There's no Beckham to take it. Shearer's shot deflected. That'll be a corner far side.
Give me that own goal Tommy Hutchinson scored in the cup final. That was very similar to that. Shearer's free kick stopped. He hit it. It hit Verón on the back. Went right across the face of the goal. Went about 3 or 4 yards wide to the right hand side, but that was almost on target. And at least Shearer, with his free kicks, looks dangerous. But England now got a corner.
Darren Anderton with an England corner, just under 10 minutes to go. He raises the ball over on the far side, on the left hand side. Adams drops Sutton back down inside the area. Campbell's at the far post. In it goes from Anderton. Oh, he's gone in! A goal! No, he's disallowed it. It went in, I think, off Shearer. Sol Campbell is celebrating. There are 3 players off the pitch at the moment. They have to get back on again. There are 3 players off the pitch as Argentina break downfield. Gary Neville comes in with a challenge. There is chaos here as Ortega plays the ball through to Crespo, and the players are still going to the referee. The corner kick was swung in by Anderton. There were England players off the pitch celebrating what they thought was a goal from Alan Shearer. Let's watch this one again as it came in. Shearer got up above the goalkeeper. What on earth was wrong with that? Campbell perhaps got the final touch, did he, Terry? But the goal has been disallowed.
Well, Campbell and 2 or 3 other England players ran over to the bench. They thought the referee had given the goal. The referee pointed for a free kick. Argentina took the free kick quickly and came up and almost got a goal. But once again, this referee is an absolute fool. Shearer's jumped with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's tried to punch the ball. It's virtually hit Sol Campbell on the head and bounced into an empty net. What a disgraceful decision again.
Sol Campbell thought he'd scored the most important goal of his life, his first goal it would have been for England. Shearer unsettling the Argentinian defence. The corner kick taken by Campbell's Tottenham teammate Darren Anderton. England celebrating what they thought might have been a winning goal and a place in the quarter-final. Goal disallowed by the referee, who has sent off David Beckham in this game and reduced England to 10 men. Now England with a free kick to be taken by Darren Anderton. In it goes. Campbell's there again with a header. This time it's an easy save for the goalkeeper.
Good free kick from Anderton, found Campbell, but it was about 15 yards out at an angle. Good downward header, unfortunately straight at the goalkeeper. England got to regroup, hold on. They've had one chance from Owen, they had another chance in the corner. England are still creating chances with 10 men.
What a game. A goal now, surely, and it will be all over. And England thought it was all over. And never mind some people being on the pitch, players were off the pitch when they thought they'd scored the goal, and they were nearly caught at the other end by an Argentina break. Now Argentina building themselves on the edge of the England area. England have got everybody back apart from Shearer. In comes Paul Merson to take control, fires it loosely. Oh, and it's missed on the halfway line by Ayala, but Merson has to hold possession better than that. Wasted possession, giving Argentina the chance to build once more in midfield. England 2, Argentina 2. Whatever way it goes this game now, it's been absolutely unforgettable. Ince, back to Campbell, stabbed by Campbell, looking for Shearer, headed away from him by Vivas, but Owen blasts the ball straight back into the Argentina midfield. And they are denied the space by Campbell. They set off again from the centre circle. Gallardo looking for a 1-2. Ortega back again to Gallardo. They are the danger men now down there. The ball is with Simeone. He's got a player on the outside making himself available. He just plays it short, and Argentina patiently try and work an opening from midfield. It's played in by Ortega. Flag's gone up for offside. Crespo's missed it anyway. And a free kick to England.
I tell you what, that flag went up very, very late because a good ball in. I think he might have been just onside. I think it was Merson on the far side that was playing him on. The ball over Crespo's head, met it on the volley. David Seaman had come racing off his goal, did very well to block the shot. It went behind, would have gone behind for a goal kick, but the linesman just very sharp, very late with his flag. It possibly wasn't offside, but a bit of a let-off.
6 minutes to go in Saint-Étienne. You're listening to 5 Live. Monumental stuff it's been here in Saint-Étienne. All the goals in the first half. 1 minute into the second half, as England try and settle down and get some sort of control, they lose their main playmaker, David Beckham, sent off. Only the 5th man in history to be sent off the field playing for England. Alan Mullery, Alan Ball, Trevor Cherry against Argentina, and Ray Wilkins, the others. It's an England free kick near side. This is the England right. 5 minutes to go. Adams and Campbell both enter the Argentina penalty area. Now, can Darren Anderton take this free kick accurately? In it goes, pinpointed towards Shearer. He can't control the header. It glances off no, I thought it glanced off an Argentina play to the far side. That surely should have been an England throw-in, but the referee has given it to Argentina, and they're allowed to take it as well from a much more advanced position. Verón, the commander in midfield, into Gallardo. Argentina with this typical slow approach, and then suddenly they work it into somebody like Gallardo, who can jet forward. Less than 5 minutes to go. 2-2, and the referee actually gets in the way of Simeone's intended ball to Almeyda, and Gary Neville gets a challenge in on Ortega, but Ortega still has the balance to come back, and Anderton in the end knocks him over. And Argentina 30 yards or so away from David Seaman's goal with 4 minutes to go. Extra time a possibility, have a free kick, unless Argentina can conjure up a magical free kick like the one at the end of the first half. This time they elect for safety first and possession. Simeone into Verón, who's unmarked at the moment in midfield. There's the shot from Verón, and that skids a good 5 yards wide of Seaman's goal, and a goal kick to England.
Well, all 9 outfield players from England were behind the ball then. Verón shooting from about 30 yards. We don't mind that because it's going to take some shot to beat David Seaman from there. A lot of players in front of David Seaman, of course, but that shot never ever going to trouble the English goalkeeper. But England got to hang on now, make sure they get the right things, and Glenn Hoddle on his feet again, issuing instructions, and Shearer and Owen changing. Owen's gone right through the middle again, Shearer coming to the right hand side.
Great support from England at the moment. They're singing the Great Escape song. Can England escape from this with 10 men? 2-2, they're holding one of the best teams in the world. Anderton too tight inside the centre circle. Anderton, it breaks down. Gary Neville comes in with the challenge, but again, England haven't got it away very far. It's Gallardo. There's the shot from Gallardo, and again, it's a little nearer the target that time, but Seaman was happy with that. And may I remind you, of course, with about 2 minutes to go here, that if we do go into extra time, we will have in operation the golden goal. If there's a goal in extra time, that will decide the contest, the way it did for Laurent Blanc and France against Paraguay just a few days ago. Goal kick to David Seaman and England. Shearer down this near side, can't get it forward. It's with Verón once more. Couple of minutes left in normal time in Saint-Étienne as Sol Campbell tries to intercept for England. Ball comes back again to Simeone, the Argentinian captain. Now Argentina again with Gallardo. They've got this extra man, and it's Zanetti now down the right hand side, coming in field and feeding Almeyda. Almeyda, as England try to deny Argentina the space and the room, but Southgate doesn't get it away. Lovely turn from Almeyda, and then in the end Gary Neville comes across quickly and with his left foot hits it as far as he possibly can. 2 minutes left, 2-2.
They're so good in and around the box. Lovely balls by Gallardo, Ortega. England have got to be on their toes and very sharp and concentrated.
Here they come. Argentina in the area, not controlled by Crespo, but it's still in play by the corner flag down the near side with Chamot, the defender. Chamot faced by Alan Shearer. Chamot looking to try and win a corner. Don't think he made it. That's a throw-in, is it? Or is it a corner? A cross comes as they get themselves in the area. The referee has made no kind of signal at all. He's given the corner to Gallardo. A minute and a half to go. Argentina fans behind David Seaman's goal, jumping up and down with their flags and their scarves, but it's 2-2. And here comes the corner, and Seaman gets both hands to the ball, but there's nobody in a position to take it. Throws it downfield in the end to Michael Owen. Owen doesn't take it cleanly first time, and he can't go all the way from here. The angle is very acute for him, and in the end he just couldn't get his legs going there. Owen has to settle for the throw-in, and England with 1 minute to go look for a little calm as Glenn Hoddle steps out and speaks to Paul Ince and tries to look as calm as he can possibly be down there. And Hoddle talks to Tony Adams, his great buccaneer at the back, playing in his first and last World Cup. Tony Adams doesn't want to go home tomorrow as Gary Neville's throw is headed on by Shearer. It's tucked away to the far side by Argentina, but Owen will get there. Owen, 3 minutes there will be of added time here, we're just told. There's Verón now for Argentina on a counter-attack. There will be 3 minutes of added time. It's 2-2. England look for offside against Ortega. Goes past Campbell, but the ball falls kindly for Seaman, 6 yards out.
Well, Tony Adams having the right go up the lines, and then he was definitely offside. Ortega was the man, just got the wrong side of Sol Campbell. Got goal side of him. I thought he was offside. Tony Adams letting the linesman know that he should have stuck his flag up. England now still pushed Shearer up front, still pushed Owen up front. They might just launch this ball long in the last minute of the match. Exactly
45 minutes played in the second half, and the referee will now play an additional 3 minutes at the end of these 90 minutes. And if nothing happens, we will have extra time, 15 minutes each way. And if there's a goal in extra time, that will decide the game. And just to repeat, if you haven't been with us all evening, England handicapped, having had David Beckham sent off the field. Argentina enjoying the possession once more with Verón and now Gallardo. Every single England player, all 10 of them now, back inside their own half as Argentina try and probe an opening. Batistuta is now off the field, having been replaced. It's Ortega into the area. Taking responsibility was Adams, and now Merson, his former Arsenal teammate, running strongly down that far side. There's Owen downfield, and Merson tumbles over, and the moment is lost. The moment is lost, and now the linesman over on that far side has given Argentina for some reason a throw-in.
Now, I'm not too sure if that was a throw-in. He just slipped at the wrong moment. Paul Merson was running the ball away. Owen had made a run to the left wing, couldn't get him to the ball to him. He slipped, and I thought that was an England throw, but it's an Argentinian one.
About another minute and a half of added time to go. Verón again to Gallardo. Ince and Southgate trying to get it away. Desperation here for England at times. Southgate showing good balance, and then, well, that's all he could do really under the circumstances. Firmly with the left foot, off an Argentinian. Verón finds touch, so that will be an England throw-in. As the replacement ball comes out quickly, England need to calm down, and really now they need to have a break in this game. They need Glenn Hoddle perhaps to come on and inspire them down there with John Gorman. We've played, I reckon, about 2 minutes of added time. Another minute to go. England 2, Argentina 2. All the goals in the first half. England leading 2-1 at one stage, having come from behind. But the most disastrous start to the second half, with David Beckham being sent off as Shearer tangles with Simeone, and the linesman signals Argentina free kick. Into the defence it goes. The sweeper, Ayala, who really has more time now, because England, with this one man short, have had to sacrifice one of their forward players. Here they come, Argentina. Ortega at 2-2. Hardly any time to go at the end of 90 minutes. Gallardo. England are funneling back, filling the edge of their area as the ball goes in, looking for Crespo, who's made no impact at all yet since he came on for Batistuta, and that really ought to be it, I think. That's about 3 minutes of added time played. Kim Nielsen, the referee, hasn't looked at his watch yet. David Seaman is running to the far side to get the ball so that he can take a goal kick for England, and England shortly, when the whistle goes, at least can get some kind of G up, some kind of encouragement, some new thoughts from John Gorman, Glenn Hoddle and Ray Clements. David Seaman with a goal kick.
I think that should be just about it. He's just going to launch this one upfield. Shearer's there, Owens over this side. England just want to get the ball into the Argentinian half and just kill this game if they can.
An absolute epic of a World Cup game. All sorts of controversy. Sol Campbell denied a goal which might have won the game for England. As the whistle goes at the end of 93 minutes, it means that we will have another 30 minutes, but of course the game will stop as soon as somebody scores, as Glenn Hoddle and all the England physios and doctors come on to try and treat tired muscles down there.
England will defend the goal to our right, and remember, it's not just extra time. The golden goal comes into operation. It was the golden goal that sent France through to a quarter-final meeting with Italy on Friday, courtesy of Laurent Blanc's shot. Can England find a third goal? We're underway. 10 men, all in white, against the 11 men of Argentina. Shearer thinks he's fouled immediately by Chamot, but the referee, who's had a stunning game, hasn't he? Milton Nielsen. Remember that name. He will go down in folklore in English football history. Well, he doesn't give a free kick. And Argentina come forward on the attack, and then there's no foul given for Shearer's challenge. Adams showing incredible determination just at the end of that half, that extra time interval. We've got a foul now on Michael Owen near side, and we've got an Argentina substitution right at the start of extra time. Bertie is going to come on, and who's coming off? Simeone. That's interesting. Why did he start extra time like that with Simeone and not bring Bertie on then?
I don't know, perhaps he's had a look at the way England have lined up, looked at one or two things, and it's now taken off his captain giving his armband to Bertie. I'm not too sure who will have the responsibility of being the Argentinian captain, but a blatant foul by Vivas on Michael Owen. They'll have to watch him very carefully. I'm sure that Pasarella will say, just mark Owen out of the game if you can, and just keep passing the ball.
Merson's free kick, handed a penalty here. Shearer jumps into done, peels for handball, and they look to the linesman, and the linesman doesn't give it, neither does the referee, and it's thrown away by Rowe to the far side. And Shearer looks completely out on his feet, as so many of these England players must be. Argentina have the ball midway inside England's half. It's with Ortega to Gallardo, well, towards Gallardo, intercepted by Campbell, who's been magnificent throughout. Campbell finds Merson up over the halfway line. Paul Merson, two defenders close him down. Merson retreats, plays it back to Anderton. Anderton mustn't make a mistake here. He has done, and here's Crespo approaching the penalty. A poor pass towards Gallardo, knocked back by Gary Neville and cleared by Seaman up towards the halfway line, where Shearer and Owen are now. It's as if we're playing 4-3-2 now. Here's Gallardo again, or Ortega, just outside the penalty area. Number 10 in his back to another Argentine attacker into the penalty area. Zanetti gets the cross. Was it deflected? It was. It flicked over the goal, courtesy of an England deflection. I think it was Darren Anderton, and it's going to be a corner kick. Now, we've just seen a replay of that incident involving Shearer when he appealed for handball, and I thought Chamot on the replay, we didn't see it live, but Chamot definitely handled the ball. More controversy. 2 minutes of extra time have been played. Corner to Argentina. Gallardo takes it from the right, hit high, right footed, and the header is up and over, and they're appealing for another corner, but they're not going to get it. It was Ayala up from defence.
Well, a good corner comes swung in from the right hand side by Gallardo, and Ayala got up above. I think it was Tony Adams, as it was, and Sol Campbell, but he couldn't direct his head. It was about 6 feet over the bar, 4 to 6 feet over the bar, but England just got to be careful. I mean, I wouldn't expect England to get done on corners like that or set plays. I wouldn't mind Argentina swinging balls into the box. England defenders should deal with those all day.
Can England last 30 minutes and take it to penalties? Penalties have been so costly to England. We all know, we don't need to repeat when they've happened. We know, don't we? We feel it. But they're defending now, England, as Argentina run at them. Gallardo on to Ortega, edge of the England penalty area, right side. Southgate close by. Ortega picks him from the inside, then the outside, crosses, and Campbell knocks it behind for it's a corner. It is indeed a corner.
Good defending by Sol Campbell. I mean, Ortega twisted and turned. I think it was Tony Adams, and then whipped the ball in, but Sol Campbell able to get in there. As Gareth Southgate, he just turned, and he just Sol Campbell clearing the danger, but poor delivery. But Ortega did ever so well to wriggle into that position.
Gallardo to take the corner again for Argentina into the 4th minute of extra time. There it goes, high, headed away by Gareth Southgate to the far side. We're going to get David Batty very shortly. A substitution that Terry Butcher, I've got to say, anticipated. Darren Anderton looks out on his feet as well, and maybe that's where England just needs, a stopping player in front of the defence, and Batty can do that job. We know that. Gallardo again, one of the Argentine substitutes, plays it forward. Merson intercepts. Well done, Paul Merson. He's got to run towards the halfway line. He's all on his own. He's got no support at the moment. Merson's looking for the tackle, hoping for a throw-in. Doesn't quite get it, but he did a good job. Gallardo back inside the England half. Infield it goes, and it's with Bertie, who substituted the captain Simeone. Gallardo to Zanetti. Ortega, yard outside the penalty, cleverly lets the ball run, but it was anticipated well by Anderton. And here's Paul Ince. Ince looks to the far side. It's a good ball too. Look where Alan Shearer is, playing it right back, hitting it long, but the wrong direction for Michael Owen. Owen left upfield on his own at the moment. Shearer knows that. Argentina's dark blue shirts have it again. Zanetti, who, remember, scored that dramatic equaliser from the free kick just before half-time. England 2, Argentina 2. 5 live on the BBC. Extra time here in Saint-Étienne, and more drama to come, clearly. We've already played 5 minutes of the first period of extra time. Here's Almeyda. Almeyda slips the ball to Verón on his right foot. He looks tired. There's the cross into the penalty area. Good header away by Gary. No, was the pushing. There was, but the referee says play on. And it's cleared by Merson upfield. Headed back by Chamot. It's going to be a period of non-stop attacking play now by Argentina. It's Gallardo to the edge of the penalty area. Crespo's there. Tackle. Ball beaten away. Verón collects. Almeyda. 40 yards from goal. England with everybody behind the ball. Everybody deep. Verón shoots from long range. Straight at Seaman.
That won't beat David Seaman. A shot like that bounced about 2 or 3 times before it came to him. He's still hit with a bit of power, but David Seaman able to see that ball quite comfortably. It's moving to his right-hand side, gathering the ball. 2 Argentinian players following up. David Batty been on the sidelines now for must be about 3 or 4 minutes. He can't get on.
The ball hasn't got out of play, has it? No. Seaman hits the ball upfield, only to Verón. Verón to Gallardo, this exciting 22-year-old. He spins, and then is he brought down by Ince? He is, and it's a free kick, and this is the moment, surely, to get Batty on. They're trying to attack the referee's attention. He's not looking. No, he is. And who's going to be taken off? You'd think it would be Darren Anderton, and Anderton knows it. Anderton's looking towards the near side, and Darren Anderton comes off. Batty will come on, and we played 7 minutes of the first period of stoppage time. 23 minutes to go before penalty kicks.
He's done magnificently for England, Darren Anderton. He's come off the wing. His wing-back role has come and played centre midfield. He's worked his socks off for England. David Batty will just go into that position now and try and shore it up with Paul Ince. England hanging on well. Darren Anderton's been one of the heroes tonight. A great midfield performance.
They've all been heroes, but can they survive And can they win this remarkable game in Saint-Étienne? From the Argentinian free kick, played down the right-hand side, and it's played in by Vivas, but it's blocked by Paul Merson, and rebounds for another Argentinian corner. Gallardo will strike it. This is the third he struck in only 8 minutes in extra time. Gallardo from the near side, waiting for a ball to be played to him. The previous one must have gone into the crowd. Doesn't Tony Adams look determined? Grit and determination from Adams. That's what all the England players need. Gallardo, right-footed, high into the penalty area. The header goalwards but high and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, once again, Ayala got up. I think it was Gareth Southgate was on the near post with Crespo. I think it was Tony Adams as well. He did get a free header. Could never get his header down and on target, then headed it over the bar again. But it's just a little bit ominous that Gallardo's found Ayala twice on corners, when you would think that England would just get men in front and block everything and throw everything to defend the corner.
The deeper we get into extra time, the more I think it's penalties, and I wonder if England aren't owed penalties success. Sometime, some occasion, why not Saint-Étienne on the 30th of June 1998 in the World Cup? Southgate for England, forward to Ince. Ince spins away well from Almeyda, and Ince runs forward. Is he running into trouble? No, I think he's just running out of legs, but he's still going. Paul Ince has got the ball. Oh, no, the linesman's got his flag up. What on earth for? What was the linesman flagging for?
Well, it couldn't be offside because Paul Ince was the only man forward. I think he gave a foul.
No, it's a
Paul
goal
Ince
kick.
for pulling it back, but the referee overruled him and said it was a goal kick. So if Paul Ince had shot and had scored, it would have counted.
The linesman's not on planet Earth.
Neither's the ref.
Dear, oh dear. It was never a foul by Ince. But here's Ortega. Ortega to Gallardo, crossing the penalty area. Magnificent challenge by Adams. Wonderful challenge. Butcher class. Adams finds Shearer. Shearer up over the halfway line. Adams is still running forward. And now it's taken up by David Batty. Batty evades Almeyda on the far side. Adams thinks better of it and retreats into defence. It's still 2-2. England and Argentina. Extra time. Oh, Adams has given the ball away, and now he's stranded. What damage might that do for England? Forward to Crespo. Crespo into the penalty. Flags up for offside. And he's wide anyway with a shot.
Well, thank God that this linesman's on planet Earth, because that was offside. Crespo just getting the wrong side of Gary Neville. I don't think he was offside, to be fair. Sol Campbell was playing him onside, so this linesman got it wrong again, and thankfully for England got it wrong the right way for us and gave offside. Crespo, as it was, went through. David Seaman came out and just slid it past David Seaman's left-hand post, but let off. England just got to be concentrated, make sure that when players go forward like Tony Adams, other players can come in and fill that hole.
5 minutes of the first period of stoppage time to go. England 2, Argentina 2, and if you are just switching on to 5 Live, you really have no idea what you've missed tonight. What a game in Saint-Étienne. David Beckham sent off a minute after half-time. Already it was 2-2. Dramatic game. Can England hang on? 20 minutes of extra time to be played. Here's Gallardo again to Ortega. Gallardo once more inside the centre circle. He tries to feed it through to Zanetti. Campbell intercepted, and Campbell feeds Owen down the left, but the defender's got a few yards start, and anyway the pass was overhit and it's out of play for a throw into Argentina, which Ayala takes quickly to Almeyda. 4 minutes left to the end of the first period of stoppage time. 2-2. Bertie to Ortega. Bertie again, Ince in with a challenge, doesn't quite win it, but certainly put off Bertie. And now Verón, left in the centre circle, on his right foot. Ortega ahead of him. He's got 2 colleagues to his left, but he ignores them, plays it back. Now it's taken up by Ortega again, 30 yards out, hustled out of it by England. Batty's there, Batty wins it, finds Ince. Ince and Batty, magnificent, remember, in Rome. Back together again in this crucial World Cup game. Extra time here in Saint-Étienne. 2-2. It's hit upfield by Seaman towards Owen. Headed away. Batty tries to head it down, only finds Almeyda. And then the tackle comes in from Southgate, but the ball diverts away to Zanetti. Zanetti now approaching the penalty area, slides it forward, left to put it into the box. Campbell stretching. Oh, and the referee blows his whistle to England's relief because Gallardo was through, but there's a free kick to England.
Well, there's a lot of tired players there for England. They just got to keep going and keep going, keep going, keep the concentration levels high. That way the ball bouncing free in the penalty area. Sol Campbell just got in front. I think it was of Crespo, and Crespo fouling him. Referee on the spot then to give it, because I think it was Zanetti that might have been through one-on-one versus David Seaman. So the referee very sharp that time for a change.
3 minutes left in the first period. of stoppage time. Shearer heads it on. Owen chases after it. Vivas is there first, runs it away, left to his penalty area. Owen still harassing him, but Vivas does well. And he's made 20 yards. And England are stretched here, as they have been since the incident just after half-time when Beckham was sent off. Ortega skips away, Merson into the penalty area. Bertie crosses low, Seaman saves.
Well, for 1 minute there, 1 second, we thought David Seaman had just misread it, got a slight deflection off Paul Ince. Tony Adams slipped, the ball played inside Gary Neville to Ortega, and his cross was just blocked, and it's just going towards England goal, but David Seaman able to get back.
Vivas for Argentina to Zanetti. It's relentless pressure on England. Zanetti infield, taken up by Gallardo. Ortega wants the ball. Gallardo feeds it towards the right-hand side. Vivas is up from defence, keeps it in play, close to the corner flag. Campbell across. Vivas gets the cross in, and it's a defensive header away. Was it by Tony Adams? It was Adams heading it out of play near side for a throw into Argentina.
Good cross by Vivas, and it was Tony Adams flung himself in front of Crespo. That was about 6 yards out. Any touch by the Argentinian, and that would have resulted in a goal. Great header.
2 minutes of the first period of stoppage time to go. Still 2-2. England and Argentina. One goal will settle it. Either way, the ball is inside the England penalty area, but safely through to David Seaman. And Seaman throws it out to Neville. Neville just to the right of his penalty area. In centre field, but it's back to David Seaman. And, you know, Argentina must be tired as well. They really must be. Because, all right, they've got a man advantage, but they've been doing all the attacking play since just after half-time. And just creeping into their minds, they must be thinking, well, hold on, we've had all this time and we haven't scored another goal. They've had nearly an hour of playing against 10 men now, and it's still 2-2. And we're into the final seconds of the first period of stoppage time. Batty wins the ball, finds Shearer. Now here's a half chance. Owen collects, running at Chamot. Owen's around Chamot. Owen shoots right-footed, but it's well wide. It's into the crowd, into the Argentinians, and we've got seconds left in the first period of stoppage time.
That was better for Michael Owen, just on his right-hand side. Took Chamot on the outside, hit a shot, was nothing like the shot he scored in that same penalty area at that same end, and it was always rising high and wide to Rower's left-hand post. But you never know with Michael Owen, and the ball was up to Shearer. He laid the ball off, and no one able to use his pace and take on the man 1-for-1.
Here's Zanetti. 15 seconds left of extra time's first period. Michael Ingham stand by. It's with Gallardo. Gallardo, 40 yards from goal, running forward, beats Ince on the inside. Adams stretches, good tackle, finding Batty. And now we're in the stoppage time of extra time. Batty gives the ball away a little carelessly, but there's the whistle. We change ends. And what do you think, Terry?
Well, it's good. England are defending magnificently. There's no time to go and see the managers. I'm sure the managers will want to come on and say one or two things. They can't. The referee want a quick change around. England battling magnificently.
Is it going to be a golden goal, or will it be penalties?
Are you listening to us, or are you just shouting wherever you are? Jimmy Armfield.
I don't know what I'm doing. I think the tension is incredible, really, but I would like to compliment our back players. I don't think I've ever seen Tony Adams play as well for England. Campbell's been a tower of strength. Gary Neville, outstanding, in my opinion. I think, and they've looked so good. It's encouraged other people in front of them, and everybody's working overtime. It's a thankless job for the front players. The one thing concerns me a little bit is the Argentines have a lot of possession, and you always keep wondering, will something happen off all this possession? But at the same time, we've got this niggling doubt. They've got this niggling doubt. They're worried about free kicks and corners, and they're also still worried a little bit about Owen's pace. When he got the ball, they got themselves in a real problem.
Right, 15 minutes to go, and then will we be on for the first penalty shootout for the 1998 World Cup? Mike Ingham.
Well, England played 2 extra times, of course, in Euro 96, when a golden goal would have clinched it against Spain, and then against Germany. On neither occasion was there a goal. On both occasions, it went to penalties. England won the first, failed with the second. Less than 15 minutes to go for England, and Verón for Argentina, playing from right to left in this final period. There's an airborne shot now from Gallardo, and Seaman follows it wide.
Yes, good play by Gallardo. Verón just feeding the ball through. They love to, Ortega and Gallardo love to be in that position just in front of England's back four and just behind their midfield as well, and they're picking a lot of balls up there. There's one lapse of concentration by England, one ball threaded through, and it could be all over. At the same time, it's still Michael Owen up front for England.
It could be, of course, England's last World Cup football of this century. There have been no other occasions like this in the whole of the century for England in the World Cup, as Michael Owen has now been injured and England need him on his feet. They're down to 10. They've made all the substitutions. If it does go to penalties, certainly Michael Owen would be taking one. He got a kick on the head there as he fell. So Michael Owen receives attention from the two physiotherapists down there, Alan Smith and Gary Lewin, and the referee has given England a free kick near side. Gary Lewin is, in fact, Michael Owen will be taken off the field, and Alan Smith will look into his eyes, and the doctor, Dr. John Crane, is now coming across to make sure there's no concussion. England at the moment are playing Argentina with 9 men. They cannot replace Owen. A goal now will win the match as the kick is taken by Merson. Argentina head the ball away. Merson controls it and then stumbles, and Gallardo crosses the halfway line. Back comes Paul Ince with a covering run, and between them Ince and Batty do the business as Michael Owen wants to come back on again. Ince lays the ball down the line straight at Ayala, and Ince comes in with a terrific challenge which sweeps Verón off his feet, and Michael Owen's back in the game again, and England are back to 10 men, and Batistuta and Simeone both boil over down there. Daniel Passerella, the manager, still looking calm, but they both come out shaking their fist at the referee and at Paul Ince. 13 minutes of extra time to go as Verón plays a dangerous ball down the left-hand side. Bertie's cross is headed away by Southgate to this near side for an Argentina throw-in.
I don't know what Batistuta's worried about. Vivas' challenge on Michael Owen almost took his head off, so they can have no complaints. Argentina.
It's Verón following the Argentina throw. The ball is stabbed back by Gallardo. Even Verón now is looking a little tired, this great player in midfield. Argentina just playing square balls at the moment. All 10 players from England are back behind the ball as Verón finds Ortega. 2-2 in extra time. Ortega's ball in, headed away by Adams. A golden goal will win the game for either side. Holland are still waiting. You're listening to 5 Live as Alan Shearer hits a long one back inside the Argentina half, straight onto the head of the sweeper Ayala. Ayala all on his own. There's not an England player within 30 yards of him. As Argentina now play the ball up towards the halfway line. We've played already 4 minutes of this final period of extra time. We're 11 minutes away from a penalty shootout as Verón once more finds space down the Argentina left. Verón gets it back again. The right-footed shot in is blocked by Adams, and then as the ball is into the England area, it runs through once more to David Seaman, the man, of course, who was in the England goal in the penalty shootouts in Euro 96 against Spain and against Germany. And of course you will all remember what happened the last time England went to the World Cup in Italy 8 years ago when they lost the penalty shootout to the Germans. Chris Waddle and Stuart Pearce missing the target. We are just over 10 minutes away from another possible penalty shootout again, and of course the man alongside me here, Terry Butcher, was very much part of that occasion in Turin. The ball now once more with Verón, who's everywhere. The ball comes to the near side, and one of Argentina's 3 substitutes, Bertie into Ortega. Fantastic challenge from David Batty, but there's only Michael Owen in the centre circle. Plays it short to the right wing, and Alan Shearer to Batty, and Batty settles for the throw-in off Chamot.
A great challenge by David Batty. Ortega looking for the foul, couldn't get out of the way. David Batty played the ball. He might have played the man as well, and to some purists that might have been a free kick, but it's a really solid challenge. The referee deemed it not to be a free kick. England just wasting seconds. Gary Neville just launches long throw down the right hand side.
The most gripping World Cup tie you could ever wish to bear witness to, as England have a throw-in inside, deep inside the Argentina half, and Adams decides, let's go for the golden goal. Sol Campbell's there as well, inside the penalty area, but England have to get this throw right, otherwise Argentina could be dangerous on the break. In goes a throw from Neville, headed away by Verón. A chance for Batty, who's never scored for England, and he's hit it well wide, nearer the corner flag.
Well, never scored a shot like that either, because that was high, wide and handsome to the right hand side of Rower's goal, probably about 20-25 yards wide and high, but good throw in by Gary Neville. A long throw, Roa couldn't come out and collect it. And in the end, a good flick on by Adams. Unfortunately for England, went straight to Argentina.
Argentina bringing the ball out of their own half. It's that man again, Verón, inside the centre circle. Batty's trying to cover him, and Batty does well. He puts Verón off, and Ince from inside his own half plays it a little too short to Batty, but Batty still gets there. Ince turning away from 3 Argentina players. Finds Merson short of the halfway line. Down the left side it goes to Michael Owen. Owen's little reverse ball, try to find Merson, only finds Argentina's goalkeeper Roa, and we've played 6 minutes already of this final period of extra time. England, since the 46th minute of this game, have been down to 10 men, but you'd never have known it. David Beckham sent off for silliness, really, kicking out after he'd won a free kick on a Diego player, Diego Simeone. It's a free kick for a foul on Gary Neville by Bertie in the England right back position near side, and David Seaman trots out, ruefully contemplating perhaps what might lie ahead in a very few minutes' time. Already approaching the halfway period of this final second half of extra time. Remember, if there's a goal, the game will finish. Seaman's long ball inside the Argentina half. Shearer against his marker, Chamot. Shearer has won the free kick. Hold on to your hats. Can England get this ball into the area and do some damage here? Gareth Southgate now goes forward. Oh, what a story it would be if he could score. The kick will be taken by Paul Merson. Batty stays back with Gary Neville. Southgate's in the area. Adams lurks on the edge of the area. Here comes the kick taken by Merson, and it's poor. The goalkeeper thought about coming for it, then realised it was drifting away to the far side. Argentina desperate to get the ball back over on the far side so that they can take the kick.
I think what Paul Merson was trying to do was to whip it in towards that near post area. There was Sol Campbell, Adams, Michael Owen made the run in there, but his delivery was poor. It went right to the back post where everybody had come from. A quicker and flatter delivery could have produced it.
The entire England bench standing up as the ball might fall to Crespo inside the area, but it's a weak ball in from this near side. All of the substitutes down there, and Glenn Hoddle and Ray Clements and John Gorman, all stand and wonder. We've already played 3 quarters now of extra time. Still the game continues deep into the night in Saint-Étienne. It's 20 past 11 here in the evening. An hour ahead of you in the UK as the Argentina goalkeeper Roa slips the ball away from Michael Owen. Ayala, this very impressive sweeper, finds Verón once more. Verón into Gallardo, halfway inside the England half. Still 2-2 in Saint-Étienne. England mustn't concede a goal now, otherwise they will be out of the World Cup as Ortega twists and turns and then wins a corner off Tony Adams.
Good defending by Tony Adams. Ortega is so tricky in the box, and if he does get into that penalty area and takes him on, he could always produce a penalty. He looks tired. Argentina look tired. To me, they've mentally gone a little bit. I think they might have mentally set up for penalties, but they've got a corner.
When you think how far England came to get here, it's a corner kick at 2-2. They mustn't concede. Paul Ince heads the ball up in the air, still not clear. Verón takes control once more and finds Gallardo, heads the ball dangerously into the area, headed away once more by Tony Adams. England sitting very deep as Ortega almost gets the ball through, gets a second chance. England clear, not very far. It's Vivas, and that's going well wide into the Argentina fans. And when you think that England set off on the road to France in Moldova, they had to get through matches against Poland and Georgia, and then of course famously Italy. All the drama of the qualifying group, the ups and downs, the roller coaster against Tunisia, Romania and Colombia. And now what a scenario here, 5 minutes away from a possible penalty shootout against the former champions of the world, Argentina, and England of course down to 10 men. There'll be no David Beckham to take a possible penalty kick. The ball is with Verón. Verón again with that little languid approach on the ball as England back off, and Veron's able to slide it wide right hand side. England still back off, and this could be dangerous. It's Verón again, and Batty hasn't got the challenge in. Now he has on it. It's a lucky deflection back off Merson, and the shot in the end is wide again from Argentina.
As Almeyda, I think that might have been a cross rather than a shot, but as it was, it eluded Bertie. Crespo in the box as well and went behind for a goal kick, and just taking their time running it down. England really have dictated the tempo in the second half. They said, right, we're going to defend a little bit deeper. You can't get your passing game going as you did in that first half, in that period then when they had dominance. Argentina, they've slowed things down. A lot of tired bodies out there on both sides, not just for England.
24 hours away from a lottery night. We could be having a lottery here. We could be having a penalty shootout unless one of these two sides can score in the last 4 minutes of this extra time period. It's a throw to England. Gary Neville parts his hair and just takes as much time as the referee will possibly allow him. England have been practicing penalties in private, in training, but they don't appear to have too many options on the pitch there to take them. It's a good ball from Bertie to Gallardo, skips around Southgate, in comes the challenge from Paul Merson, down goes Gallardo in the area, referee waves play on, and Passarella and all the Argentinian substitutes almost run on the pitch. 3 minutes to go of extra time. Ball still inside the England half. It's Verón once more, right-footed shot straight into the able arms of David Seaman.
We don't mind that if he hits them straight at Seaman. He hit it with a bit of swerve on it with the outside of his right foot straight down Seaman's throat, and now was a chance to get the ball up the other end. But Argentina seem to be running out of ideas. I don't mind it when Verón is having a shot from that far out, because they don't seem to be threading these balls through to Ortega and to Gallardo anymore.
Still they sing the Great Escape away to the right, those England fans. The tension unbelievable, almost unbearable in Saint-Étienne as David Batty tries to get hold of the ball for England and wins a free kick. Free kick to England, 15 yards inside the Argentina half. Now, will they be brave and go for it here? They must do, they have to. Only 2.5 minutes of extra time to go, and the three centre-backs, Southgate, Adams and Campbell, go into the area with Alan Shearer. Gary Neville stays back to guard the centre circle. All the Argentinian players are back. In goes the kick from Merson. Shearer with a header. Was it Shearer? Adams, rather. Adams with the diving header right across the 6-yard area. In the end, it did go well wide, but Adams took off, catapulted himself. But that one went about 10 yards wide of the right-hand post. But the England supporters all joined together to salute their side behind Rower's goal.
Great free kick by Merson to the far post. Tony Adams throwed himself above Ayala. It might have been a foul technically. I don't think the referee was going to give it, but he just put his header about 2 yards wide. Great effort.
Less than 2 minutes to go. In 2 minutes from now, one of these two sides could be going out in a penalty shootout. England and Argentina. The world, I'm sure, is glued to this one at the moment as Gallardo comes forward once more. England get everybody back behind the ball. There's a chance over on that far side for Vivas to get it in. Merson's denying him the space. Good play by Paul Merson. In the end, a goal kick. A goal kick to England. Paul Merson doing very well in the left-back position. And we make it now. We have 1 minute to go.
Well, everybody in the England team has worked so hard together. They've gone back to a familiar back four, which I think has helped the players enormously. 4 men in midfield, one up front. Shearer and Owen alternating for that one person up front. But people have come in like Merson and Batty, Anderton in the middle of the park. Real heroes.
45 seconds of extra time to go. An extra time that has failed to produce the golden goal so far. 35 seconds to go. And the ball with Almeyda. In it goes, looking for Crespo. England once more, it's Tony Adams at the back, the hero there for England, trying to find Ince. 20 seconds of extra time to go. 20 seconds from a penalty shootout. Referee looks at his watch. Glenn Hoddle is desperately trying to tell Gary Neville something. 10 seconds to go. Gary Neville dries the ball on this clammy night, this humid night, and throws the ball down the line trying to find Shearer. Shearer tries to control it. The linesman's given a handball against Shearer. Argentina have taken the kick, but from nowhere near. The final whistle goes. England's World Cup destiny will be settled in a few moments by a penalty shootout.
Well, there's no question that the Argentine players look more upset than the English ones at the end of that, and no wonder Jimmy Armfield, 11 against 10 for, I can't even work it out, an hour and a half, something like that.
You know, there's nothing to get upset about, because I think Campbell's goal was a goal. I think, I felt that, if that would have been counted, I think we'd have won. in the 82nd minute. But there it is. They've battled hard in the second half. Batty and Ince have come on and done very well. Ince in particular, I think, worked overtime in that extra time period. But I'd like to compliment the players for the spirit and the way that they fought, because they're playing against a very good side and they restricted them to just a couple of half efforts. And another thing, I think we should have had a penalty. The ball was knocked into the box in the first effort of extra time, and quite clearly Chamot jumped up with his hands above Shearer's head. Shearer appealed for it. I thought that was a handball. I really did. And I'm not trying to be biased, I'm telling you what I see, and I saw it again on the replay. It looked like a handball. But there again, since saying that, the Argentinians have had a lot of possession and they've worked hard and they're a good side. You know, I'm not disputing that, and it's a pity one of these two is going to go out, but one of the real winners could be the Dutch, because this will take a lot out of one of these two sides that gets through.
They've got till Saturday to recover.
I know it's been a hard drag. This has been a very hard game. Even Verón, and I could see it, and Ortega, the legs were struggling at the end.
Ortega could hardly walk at the end.
I know.
Almeyda was gone.
It takes at least 3 days to get over it. But now, let's get through this first. Now that it's a penalty shootout, I'm sure Glenn will have organised it all.
When everyone says, oh, we've been practicing penalties, it doesn't really prepare you for the real thing, does it?
No, because now it comes out now, and it's a mental thing now as much as anything. You've got to have that mental capacity to be cool and to strike it home when it counts, because this is so much at stake now. The stakes have never been higher than any other penalty they'll ever take, I wouldn't think.
Psychologically, do England have the advantage now?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think, you know, that a lot of it now comes down to the fact that skill, technique, and what we call at home, have you got the guts for it?
Have you got the guts for it? I can see John Gorman is down there. Glenn Hoddle has got his arm around John Gorman. They're just checking on their list.
That's
Teddy
right.
Sheringham's looking at the list, and so's Paul Merson. Oh dear.
They've got the list. Yeah,
it's just going to be one of those days.
They will have the list. They've got a list, and we'll have it organised. And now perhaps there's one or two players, you know, that they may have been who are off the field now. So they've got to rejig that and put them in order. The order of the penalties counts for a lot. You know, I always think it's important to start well, but anyway, let's see what happens.
Alan Green.
Terry, what was it like in 1990?
Well, at this stage I was sitting on the bench, to be honest, because I've been taken off as we pushed men forward and got the equaliser. But it's just a nerve-wracking thing. The players that have been taken off, or the substitutes who are not on the pitch, you just got to be like we are, just spectators and looking at things. And it's down to the players now who have been selected. The first 5 have got to take the penalties, and it's up to them to show the bottle and the character that we know they've had. They've shown the bottle and the character in the 120 minutes that we've played.
It's interesting that Batistuta, who scored, of course, after just 4 minutes from a penalty, he was substituted. So too was López, their other out-and-out striker at the starting lineup. So they're not available. Mind you, Frank, does it matter out there? Somebody's got to have bottle on these occasions. Now, Gareth Southgate took enormous criticism from missing 2 years ago, but he had the spirit, the strength of character to go up and take the penalty kick.
Well, so did Stuart Pearce as well. If you remember, 1990 was a bigger prize than Euro 96, and he's just strode up and smashed it home, and we saw the joy in his face after that.
In Spain, well, the thing we must say to both these teams, whatever happens now, whatever the outcome of this penalty shootout, they've given us a fantastic match, Argentina and England. It's a credit to the 1998 World Cup, and if we get a better match than this in the remaining games of this tournament, the 4 quarter-finals, the 2 semi-finals and the final, all of which you will hear in their entirety on 5 Live, won't we be lucky? Someone's got to toss a coin soon to decide who goes first. Does that matter, Terry? Does it matter? Also the end, presumably.
No, not really. I think what matters is the fact that the penalty takers are clear in their own mind. They're completely focused on what they have to do. We're going to the left-hand goal, unfortunately for England, that's run in front of the Argentinian supporters. But I think they've got to be focused. They won't notice the supporters, the England players. It's about that ball, put the ball on the spot and put it past the keeper.
It'll be Argentina who will take the first penalty of this shootout here in Saint-Étienne. And it's going to be one of their substitutes. It's going to be Sergio Berti from River Plate, and he's going to hit it left-footed. Seaman, so often a hero 2 years ago, stands on his line. Here comes Bertie, shoots. It's a terrific penalty. Low and to Seaman's left, into the corner, hugging the corner. Seaman had no chance.
No, great penalty with his left foot, just curled it round the corner. David just guessed right, couldn't outstretch his left hand to get to the ball, probably about 6 inches away, with the ball just inside the post.
Michael.
Well, you just knew that Alan Shearer would lead from the front and take England's first penalty. He's already scored with one penalty in the game in normal time. Argentina have got the first one. Shearer, right-footed, scores high into the net. Shearer raises his arms to the Argentina fans away to the left. It's 1-1.
Great penalty, struck to Shearer's left, struck high. Sometimes if you hit it high it's a risk, but with enormous power. Rower guessed right, but couldn't stop it.
So it's 1-1. Can you take the tension, folks? Is it Crespo next? Crespo with a second penalty for Argentina. His goalkeeper Roa isn't even looking. Seaman crouches. Here comes Crespo. Oh, and Seaman saves! Seaman has saved a penalty for England, and how crucial might that be? It's advantage England.
He loves his penalty kicks, doesn't he, David Seaman? He guessed right to his left-hand side. Crespo right-footed, struck it well. It was a savable height to his left-hand side. Seaman took it with both hands. Great save.
Still a long way to go, but here's a wonderful moment in English football, because Paul Ince took a little criticism in Euro 96 for not taking a penalty and not stepping forward and leaving it to Gareth Southgate against Germany. Still a long way to go in the penalty shootout. But if Paul Ince, who's had a magnificent World Cup so far, can score here, England will take a 2-1 advantage. He's not taken many penalties.
And he saved it. So it stays at 1-1.
Well, almost a carbon copy of the other penalty. Same height, same corner, same standard of goalkeeping.
Strong arms, palm it away, and the strong man Verón comes forward now. Juan Verón, 23 years old, with a job of huge importance. Can Seaman do it again? No, that was a great penalty. Forward for England next is Paul Merson. The waiting Argentinians are delighted, and so are their fans. So Paul Merson for England. No, the referee wasn't happy with where the goalkeeper was placed. He was standing off the line, and now he's complaining to the referee that Merson has moved the ball off the spot, and the referee's given the keeper a yellow card.
That doesn't help though, Brian, does it? The yellow card doesn't mean anything, but it's delaying Paul Merson, and that's tactics.
This is real pressure on Merson now. This is real pressure on him. Need this one to go in. He's turned quickly, and he's scored with it superbly. Keeper got a hand to it, but it wasn't enough. So we stay at level, but it's 2-2.
Tremendous from Paul Merson, this, because he delayed it, the goalkeeper, but still he has the...
3 penalties taken. And little Gallardo comes up next. Only 22 years old. Now, will the baby-faced one have enough to beat David Seaman? He has. Oh, lovely penalty. What do you want to say?
Another baby-faced one coming up now to take the penalty for England, Brian. Michael Owen, the 2 youngest players following each other.
So 3-2, Argentina lead. Michael Owen with this one. This is a vital kick. This is a really vital kick for the 18-year-old. Wow, did you ever doubt it? Did you ever doubt it? Well, look at that.
Wonderful spot kick. It hits the post and goes in. He couldn't have put it any more in the corner.
So we're at 3-3 now. 4 penalties have been taken. It has to be 5. Now, if Argentina were to miss one now, Ayala, and England could score their last one, now it's down to David Seaman now. Can Seaman make the save of his life here? What a night of football this is. Ayala's kick. Oh, slotted it in superbly. What it means is that David Batty is coming forward for England. And he must score. If he fails to score, England are out. Batty, who has never scored for England.
Good penalty under pressure. The pressure just keeps building, Brian, doesn't it?
34 caps. He's not scored. Do you now? You know him better than anybody probably. Do you back him to score quickly? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, and he hasn't. No. Argentina go through, and England go out.